Welcome to News and Nonsense. I'm Auntie aka Auntie of all Aunties, aka I don't know. And I'm here with.
I'm Farrah, your resident Caribbean queen.
I'm Nana, aka the Black Fairy, aka Dark and Lovely.
And this is News and Nonsense. This is where we put the world to rights for you. We help you separate the shit from the niceness.
I mean, that's new.
The wheat from the shaft, what you need to know from what you don't need to know. Do you know what it is? I'm so tired today, but we'll talk about that another time. Yes, we're helping you to figure out what the hell is going on in the world because it's absolutely nonsense and we want to save you from yourselves and the madness out there. We've got a bunch of stories that we're going to get through. But first of all, roll call.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I had forgotten in all of the melee to add Instagram to the mix. So I'm currently doing that.
Okay, so I do. Well, welcome first of all to Debbie Boynes. Welcome to the new YouTube member. Hey, welcome to the madness.
Welcome to the family.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Yeah, dude. And big up to everybody who's jumped from Labrish over to News and Nonsense. You lot are real family duper, super duper troopers. It's going to be a long night. And hello, Yvonne. And yes, you're one of the ones who jumped from one live to another. Good evening. Party gang's here. We're going to be a little late. We were a little bit late, so hopefully you've caught up with us.
Yes. Sorry, I had to go and get a drink. Like, there's nothing in the house. I was literally like, I have nothing, just water.
No, that's fine.
Outrageous.
Little Rock, howdy, Little Rock. You know what? It might just be a little group therapy session because men folk need help. Hi, Funny Tummy. Is that Funny Tummy? The Funny Tummy. Hi, Funny Tummy. How are you? Yvonne again. Abyss. Hi, Judy B. Hi, William Smith. Go to Kaboom. Guests who stepped in the room. I like that. Hip hop for your ass tonight. Hey, Ronalds. Yes, Nana is working hard. We did say she could have a night off, but she wants to be here with you.
You don't want to take no night off, man. She'd be on live 24 hours. There's a show in there somewhere.
I literally have been saying this week in, week out. We need to stream for 24 hours. It's like a rite of passage for a YouTube channel. When you do that,
like go to each other's house, or maybe we should do like, what's that guy?
Yeah, like this. They ain't got to go nowhere. But in our houses, yeah. And then people come off, and then you have guests that come on, so you can go and sleep.
I'm thinking of that guy, the young guy, the YouTuber. I'm talking like an auntie. The one that Kevin Hart went on. And Tyler. That's it.
Yeah. They go to his house for.
Yeah, I think we do that. Mm-hmm. We should do that.
We should go to Kevin Hart's house.
It does something to the algorithm when you're on live for that long.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, I know you're talking to. Yvonne White saying, can you tell my grandson Eli hello? He fell asleep last time and didn't hear you.
Oh, hi, Eli.
Hello, Eli. What's the time,
Eli? Grandson, we're trying to do PG now.
You know what I mean? It's like,
grandson.
I'm a sweary auntie, I am.
Auntie's bedtime, I think. Hi, Miss Ross. Hi, Cara A. Hi, Keisha A. Hi, Shaz J. So let's get into news and nonsense. Please get involved in the comments. Let us know your thoughts and we'll put them up on the screen and discuss even more. You're not going to trick us this time, you know. We are going to go to bed in half an hour. That's it.
Never half an hour.
It's a half an hour show, guys. You're not going to get us.
All lies and propaganda.
Like, you know, it just never happens. The live before was supposed to be 6 until 7. We started at 10 past 6 and we finished at 10 to 8.
Oh.
So we will be here for 2 hours. You know this.
I don't know why she's lying to the people.
I like to, keep it positive. Yvonne says he's 6 and thinks you can see him. We can.
Oh,
and he's waving.
I love 6-year-olds.
Eli,
good age.
Eli, you got 10 minutes. Then you got to go get a cup of drink and go to
good age.
Go to bed now. All right, then. All right, first story. Diddy's chief of staff is being labelled his version of Ghislaine. So Christina Coram is Sean Diddy Combs' chief of staff, has been implicated in sex trafficking allegations alongside her boss. So Diddy, who's obviously we all know now, he's in jail after being denied bail again. He faces charges of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. So this chick, Christina, is alleged to have played a key role in facilitating Diddy's freak-offs parties. This is where, if you don't know what a freak-off is by now, you're going to know. Sex workers, including somewhere underage, I don't know if, allegedly, someone underage were recruited. She has been described in the lawsuits as the Ghislaine Maxwell to Diddy's Jeffrey Epstein. So if you guys know about Jeffrey Epstein, and his right-hand woman was Ghislaine Maxwell. She's in jail right now. Epstein is unalived. So basically, she managed logistics such as hotel bookings and recruiting participants. Though she hasn't yet been charged with any crime, her close involvement with Diddy's enterprise is drawing significant, as you can expect, attention. So Diddy has himself actually credited her as being indispensable in his personal and professional life, further highlighting her role within his inner circle. Now, is this news or nonsense? What's going to happen to Miss Christina Corum?
Interesting. She kind of has that look about her.
Oh, Nana, you took the words out of my mouth.
She doesn't.
Giving me Ghislaine vibes. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when she's younger, have you seen what she looks like when she was younger?
Yeah.
She looks like this chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very similar. So this is his chief of staff. Unless she's turned on him, she could go down as well, definitely.
Yeah. Because they're appealing for everyone to turn. Because remember, we said it again. Is it the chief, the Atlanta police chief, or whoever he is, that guy that was on the camera doing the press conference?
New York,
Southern District Attorney General.
Right, that guy. The way he warned, guys, time limit. You've got to come now, because if you leave it too late, the underlying notion is you lot are going to get got, fam. If you don't come forward with your little stories, no matter how insignificant, you better come through and let us decide what we need to do with you. So she needs to, because she hasn't quit or anything, but she's,
Right. Because you know who they keep on talking about? The name just ran out of my head. I want to say Capricorn.
Who?
But there is have you guys heard of this? There was another assistant that he had when he was with Cassie. I'm sure the woman's name is Capricorn. And she seemed to be all over. Like she would help Cassie, as in Diddy would tell her, take Cassie to the doctors. Like she was the assistant. She enabled a lot of things as well. But I think it is Capricorn. I think she has left though, but definitely she saw some shit. So she also could be helping out. But if the chief of staff, if you don't go to the FBI, then definitely you're complicit in a lot of things because you booked stuff as well.
Yeah.
Yes, I think I saw an article, but I forgot the name. And I thought it was this woman. Someone has quietly resigned. So I don't know if it's Capricorn. Then there was an article or something that said, someone has quietly resigned. You have to come. Look, you don't have to come forward, but if they come looking for you, it's worse. So you need to. And if you're part of the whole, was she? So okay, we've got a few comments.
Yes, Capricorn was on the yes. That's why people know who she is, because she was around a lot of the stuff as well. I think Dawn Richards' lawsuit actually mentions Capricorn in one of the pages as well. And when Diddy hit Cassie, allegedly, as she says, in front of Neo and was it Neo and Usher? I remember Neo was there. If anybody can remember who were the two people that was there, I feel like it was Neo and Usher that were at this dinner that Dawn talks about, and Diddy hits being Cassie there, and then Capricorn has to take her out.
Yes, because I was going to say what Kara's saying. The thing is, they felt threatened by Diddy and scared because of his past behavior. That's only gonna last so long, because unfortunately it will be really difficult to prove how scared you were. You really have to, because Cassie, at least, and it's not a great thing to have, but at the very least, she's got evidence of her being abused, being beaten. She's got hospital records. I think there's evidence of her being drugged. I think that she's got enough significant evidence to at least demonstrate reasonable doubt that she felt scared and threatened. Everyone else, if you don't have anything that's documented, it's going to be just your word against the prosecution or whatever, and you've got to be able to go round for round when they try and tear you down.
Or you've got to give more. The other thing, I think it was Tisa Tells that was talking about this, that Diddy's camp may be threatening to actually counter sue Cassie as well, and throwing that in as a part of his kind of
No, but he settled. How?
Precisely. But in terms of for him to be like, I'm not going to go alone, because she did do the booking. So pretty much what you were asking on the main show, like, actually, could she be prosecuted? I think he still can't because she's helping them out. But Diddy's team could try and implicate her. They could throw up a lot of stuff that she was involved in and be like, look, it was 50, you was complicit because you did the shit as well. So
I did some Googling, and it does say that there's nothing out there that's saying that Cassie's immune. Yes, she's cooperating, but at the moment, nothing legally states that she's immune. She's got immunity. So do you know what? And this is going to be the thing.
I suppose though, sorry to interrupt you. I suppose though, if Diddy's team are threatening to go after her, it would still take the state to sue, not to sue, to press charges. And if she's cooperating, how likely, and she's a victim, how likely is the state to do that? You know, like there's civil cases, that's fine, but how likely is the state to do that?
It depends on if, like, at the end of the day, in order to get Diddy got, it just depends on how, because there's, again, she's got to have the right defenses up, because if there's any window where she, you know, like, it could be, it's down to the wire. Like, if you were lucid and you were fine, because, you know, there were a lot of guys, you know, the guys that were being like incel like, and you know, she stayed with him, she wanted the money and the fame, she didn't care.
Oh, like Bryce Wilson.
Yes.
Did he not say that?
Yeah, he did.
Like Bryce.
I love it when you're salty.
Listen, but
did you guys see? Sorry to
go
off a bit, but did you guys see? You know, is it Big Pam? Was it not Big Pam?
Oh, Phase on Love. Yeah, he was going on, and he
was basically saying, why is Diddy being punished so much just because he's freaky?
And it's
I think you're missing a massive fact.
I mean, this is where people with like Lil Boosie's got ridiculous.
He said the same.
He said the same. Like, it's just a freak off. We're getting punished for being freaky. No, you're not getting punished for being freaky. You're being punished for being a monster. There's different.
Punished for trafficking. Let's face it. It's sex trafficking. It's weapons. It's all of these different things. It's drugging people. It's not just for being freaky. Because if you want to be freaky, then carry on, crack on. But you know,
it's actually
he's already got an orange jumpsuit.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. They were at some kind of like music award show, some type of music gala, and they spoke to Flavor Flav. I mean, I don't expect much from Flavor Flav, but he was like, I have nothing to say about Diddy. Then they went to LL Cool J. He was like, I have nothing to say on Diddy, but all I do care about is his kids, and I wish them well. And it's really, this is indicative of the music business, that you guys will have somebody that was so high up that has these types of charges. You've watched the video of him busting up Cassie, and you can't even be like, I hope my brother repents. I hope he sorts his life out. Like, there's none of that. I have nothing to say on this.
But I think the people that you're naming, I alleged until the cows come home. But I think the people that you're naming have got a history of shit themselves. You know, whether it's having multiple women at one time or violent tendencies, whatever the case may be. These are not saints, are they? The people that are basically either sticking with him or saying I have nothing to say. These are also people who have probably been to his freak offs.
I mean, look, I think the best thing to do is because what's also not helpful is all the noise. People like Phase on Love, Lil Boosie, and whoever coming out to give you a little anecdote where you don't know fuck all. Actually, we need everyone who doesn't know anything to shut up, and everyone who does know something come forward. And that's the bottom line of it. And obviously, I understand to an extent. You're going to get TMZ is going to be on. All the people are going to be on the streets.
They were in everybody's face.
Obvious. So that's the thing. And they're trying to trip you up, and then it's a whole nother thing. So for me personally, even if I had a strong opinion, getting caught out on the road by paparazzi, I'm saying I've got nothing to say. When I've got my own platform or somewhere where I can go and speak in a way that like we do, if I was anyone of significance, then I would speak. So I'm not too mad if people say I have nothing to say.
I don't know.
Sharing, no, I think I don't, unless if you know something and you're complicit, then cool, do your thing. But you have to do what you need to do to like either, you know, tell the truth because you will get found out at some point. But if you genuinely, because we can assume, but we don't know who knows what from what. So
I think like Nana said, at the very least, everyone's seen the video of what he did to Cassie.
Yeah.
Every single person has seen the video of what he did to Cassie, right? So at the very least, they could say, I hope he gets some help and I hope his kids are okay.
I think this is like,
he's obviously made some mistakes. That's facts. These are facts.
I just think that's like thoughts and prayers. I'm not really. I think we need, because we have so much
nothing to say. What's that? That's like nothing to say could be interpreted as you don't give a shit or you back him.
But that's the fallout though, because I think we also. I'm not excusing them, by the way. I just think at the moment, celebrities need to be taken off their pedestal of like expectation of them to do right for us by us. So the best thing to do, if you have nothing to say nothing. If you have stuff that you need to confess, do it. And if you're going to get caught, you're going to get caught. But it's performative. If LL says that, it doesn't mean anything, because if he's guilty of something behind that we don't know, it doesn't absolve him. It's just worth thoughts and prayers. It's literally.
I know, but I you know what?
I personally don't need it.
I understand that, but it's like I don't like when celebrities don't speak up for what is. I'm not expecting them to be like saints, or then they're not our gods, so to speak. But if you can clearly see that something is wrong, like it's when celebrities aren't speaking up about issues to do with Palestine, you can see that what's going on is wrong.
I think
all you've got to do is say that this is wrong. I think at the very least, if you're in the public eye, you have millions of fans, you have millions of fans and followers. At the very least, highlight the fact that this thing here, what I saw, this video here is wrong.
But if they're not asking. Anyway, I think, Erin J saying, I think a lot of people are protecting their peace. I don't think it has to do with dirt. We don't know.
I have Shyne's video earlier on. Erin was saying, have you guys seen it?
I haven't seen it because I was at work. I couldn't watch it. So if you've got it, please.
Okay, I've got it. I'll share it now.
Flavor Flav does have a house full of women vying for his attention. Time straight, he's saying nothing. Yeah, he's not.
Thank you.
It's true. He isn't the greatest, but it was just, it was the level of, I'm not going to say anything about this. I was like, "Raw, you guys are all on code, isn't it?"
Yeah, that part.
Mate, it'll come out.
Okay, let me just get to it.
I moved on, but let us not pretend as if I was in Miami for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
And I spent a birthday with him once.
I
saw a birthday cake.
I went again to do a charity event for impoverished youth in London. So let us not lose. When I was a 18-year-old kid, just wanting to do nothing other than make my mother proud and make Belize proud and do what all of us want to do, be recognized for our talent and take over the world. I was defending him, and he turned around and called witnesses to testify against me, and he contributed. He pretty much sent me to prison. So that is the context by which you must always describe that relationship. Yes, I forgave, I moved on, but let us not pretend as sight of what the cold hard facts are. This was not someone who I vacationed with and who he and I enjoyed this great intimate relationship of brotherhood. This is someone who destroyed my life and who I forgave and who I moved on, and for the better interest of Belize, because he was in a position at that time to give scholarships and to maybe invest. I would not deny attempting to bring the investment to Belize and to bring the contributions to education to Belize, but don't distort it as if he and I were bombali. This is someone that destroyed my life, but do I take any joy or any satisfaction with what he is going through? Absolutely not. I am different than maybe other people. No one needs to fail for me to succeed. No one needs to suffer for me.
At the height of your professional relationship, or thereafter through the reconciliation, when he was an instrumental part of promoting you through Revolt Media, were you aware of these freak off events and Were you aware of them? Did you have any participation in them?
Oh my goodness, Jules Vasquez. Jules Vasquez.
Were you aware of them?
Jules Vasquez.
Were you aware of the freak offs?
So I had nothing to do with Sean Combs' personal life, no interaction. That level, everything was strictly on a professional level.
Relationship, or thereafter through the reconciliation when he was.
I don't know.
I just have to say, before we move on to the content of that, I just love Caribbean reports.
Yeah,
It
man.
just warmed my heart so much, like of the freak offs. Was you a part of the freak
I
offs?
was saying Bombali. We weren't
That's what made me, did you see me? That's what made me laugh at first. When it's me and him is in Bombay. It's like,
I mean, if anyone's going to see, that's what I'm saying. I want to hear from Shyne. Sure. And he was 18. So even if he saw something, he was 18 and he went jail.
and also, let's remember, Diddy was probably a little bit cleaner then. Then he wasn't at the levels.
Maybe
that because that's still a couple years after Biggie. It was 99 he went to jail, innit? Shyne, is that right? 99.
I think it was around there.
So he wasn't at his extreme heights that he got to in the 2000s. So Shyne may have not seen. He must have seen some shit. I'm not saying he didn't, but the levels of the freak-offs that where did he went afterwards with all that money and power, it's crazy.
I remember Shyne doing the interview on Drink Champs when he was singing Diddy's praises. And what was that, 2-3 years ago? I feel like either speak your truth or the FBI need to bring you in as well.
Do you think
to chat about what took place at, like, the woman that got shot states and has never stopped stating this was Diddy that shot her.
Very true.
So if you're tiptoeing around like, I was just defending him and then he was the one that was sending through witnesses, talk on it properly, say what took place. Like, don't tiptoe around this because you were ready to take his money when you wanted to be Belize's prime minister. So yeah, I'm not wholly believing this dude.
Do you know what though? You're right, because you can kind of see within how he's talking that there's something more there. Because to say that this man ruined my life, if you actually did the crime, you're not going to say that this man ruined my life, are you? If you took the blame for something that he did, you can say this man ruined my life. Because he's not within that whole statement. He didn't say I was young, I did something I shouldn't, I made this horrible mistake, people suffered. He just said this man ruined my life and called witnesses.
Yeah.
Because Diddy probably called witnesses. Well, he did call witnesses that said it was my man, isn't it?
That didn't line up to speak on him. I think, yeah, man, because that's the part. Because I'm a guilty party. I went to Diddy's London concert, and Shyne came out. That was just last year, wasn't it?
That was last year. Yeah, last year October,
just before Cassie's lawsuit.
Yeah. And then it was very much like, when you think about the kind of the spirituality and the evilness of the industry, it's like Diddy was stocking up on that energy from the crowd. So it was like, this was his last hurrah. So I'm going to just get that, whatever fix you get from being adored by your fan, because and it's like he probably knew what was going on. It really felt that it was like, this is it now. Because there's an energy of like an energy from him. Like, yeah, I'm just going to suck it all up. So, but Shyne was there too. So, and I was going to say
Shyne was there.
He came out. He did his tune. He came out. So, yes, it could be. I don't know. You did your time, and then maybe look. I understand that you did time, Diddy, and you want Diddy to pay you back or compensate for those years that you lost.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
but then remember his Twitter rants. He was going nuts on Twitter. What was this like? 2014, I think. He was out here like airing business out, like being like Diddy was supposed to be looking after, I think maybe it was his daughter or his mum, but as a family member, Diddy was supposed to be looking after. He was supposed to have kind of, once he got out, like resurrect his career. Diddy had said that he was going to be a better man. Like Diddy had made lots of promises to this dude, and he never looked out for him while he was in prison. Never visited. Nothing. Nothing happened. So when he came out, he was vexed, ranting about Diddy for years, but he still never said Diddy was the one that shot the woman. Like, you know, he still kept it like at a distance. He's and to be fair, if you're going to talk on it properly. Say everything now. Like
now's the time, I suppose, isn't it, to say it?
The thing is, and also, Cara was saying, I think she thinks that Shyne is BS. He was just with Diddy and they were taking pictures, so there is like a relationship there. But there's also that thing, unfortunately, that's got our community, especially. I think all gangster communities, but our community don't snitch. So there's also that, because the implications of being seen as a snitcher, even if, like, it's like the hierarchy of how you're viewed by your people, but snitching seems to be very pretty much at the top. Like, if you're seen as snitch, then you're just not the worth the salt, so you can't be trusted in anything, and then you get tarnished across the board. So snitching, which we really, because I for Charlemagne's faults, he's like, I'm a sing like a canary, I'm going to snitch. He's always cussing that part of our culture that has us in the chokehold. Especially when you're a civilian. Why are you talking about snitching? Like, even me, I would feel some type of way if someone was calling me a snitch, because I know the implications of being seen as a snitch amongst our people. I mean, do you know what I mean? So it's not, so maybe Shyne's like dancing the dance, because he's speaking out and he's saying as much as he can without being a snitch.
We also don't know what kind of deal he's done, like, you know, legally.
Definitely with the devil. But stay one way or the other. I think that, and also it's just like you're going into the politician stereotypes. It was just the other day you were singing this guy's praises. Literally,
just the other day he was singing on stage.
Like, he was waxing about him, like, you know, it's a brotherhood. Like, you know, I've forgiven him. He's been there for me. Like, he counts. Like, he gives me counsel. It's like 6 minutes. The guy is talking on Drink Chaps, just celebrating Diddy. Now you want to stand up in front of journalists and be talking about, oh no, you can't talk about me and Diddy in that light because he was the one that sent me to prison. It's like, brethren, the other day you were seeing his faces. Stick one way or the other, please. Like, please.
What's he running for? Ronald's asking, is he running for? I know he's running for something. He's always running for.
He was prime minister, and now he's leader of the opposition party.
Yeah, he's the opposition.
Okay.
I mean, he's very prominent in Belize anyway, and his dad was, although he was like an illegitimate child, but he has political blood.
Was he? Look, he did his BT tribute.
Yeah, look at that. I'm telling you, Shyne is a little faker, man.
I don't know about faker, but I know that I personally believe he knows more. I personally believe he's dancing the snitching dance, no snitchers dance, and I believe that maybe he's taken a bit too much money to now talk, because I don't know. But then because there's also that. Sorry, what did you say? Sorry.
I said, what has he signed in relation to that money as well, which is why he's not speaking.
And because it's this grey area where people are so speculative about the charges, like, are they really going to stick? If Diddy comes out and in some miraculous way retains all his power, everybody goes gonna die. Like, do you know what I mean? When maybe not.
I think we can probably say that isn't happening.
Let's see.
He's gonna do jail time. How much jail time? I don't know, but he's doing jail time.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
If he manages to come out in 10 years, he did serious deals. But I can't see dude getting off with anything. Like, I think he may get an R. Kelly sentence. Like, we're not seeing him again unless somehow some magical power shifts and he's able to overturn his shit like Bill Cosby. Who knows?
Yeah, but Bill,
he's going to get done.
He's going to get something.
Yeah, definitely.
Cara's saying Kim Morris just made a post tagging Russell Simmons' name and nothing else. She says she does.
Because she's like, next.
She is. Mm-mm.
So Destiny Love,
she's dodgy too. Like, they're all dodgy.
She's dodgy, but it's that thing of she was also corrupted. And I'm not excusing it, but she was definitely corrupted by what she was like 15 when she started dating him. some shit like that.
Yeah,
So
Corrupted.
Destiny Love says Shyne has power now. He's able to talk on it, but he was waiting until shit hit the fan. He also probably signed an NDA. So I was looking at the NDA thing. When it comes to court, NDAs
nothing.
It means nothing. So NDAs. So that thing where if you not sign an NDA,
we're not talking about court. He has to be subpoenaed unless they bring him there. If you're asking him on the news platform to talk about it and he signed an NDA, it matters then.
Fair.
Unless he's in court, then he has to talk the talk, innit?
Fair. But that's yeah.
Yeah.
But if he starts talking, he gets his subpoenaed, and it's all anyway.
He's just dodgy as hell. All right. We're moving on to the next one.
Let's go.
Guys, get ready. Share this video out and out because you guys have been wanting to hear about shits and gigs because nobody can get enough of it. So let's move on to Andrew Schultz now. It's his time.
Yeah.
It's Andrew's time to get gunned properly.
Motherfucker.
as he should have done while everybody is attacking James and Fuad. I personally think that Andrew Schultz is the news story. Andrew Schultz is the one that everybody should actually be talking about what he was saying and not really shits and gigs. But Andrew's come back out and he's been mocking shits and gigs, like absolutely taking the piss out of their apology. I'll play a little bit and then we can go through it as well.
Hold on.
Go on.
Read this comment because you know what's mad? Read the comment.
I'll just Eon 001 says, I'll just throw this out there before I forget. Would you do a sit down with Shits and Gigs discussing this whole controversy? Aunties could ever. We spoke about that.
Yeah.
Yes. Just so that it's reiterated clear, just in case you know them for some reason. Absolutely. I feel like that would be part of our duty.
As aunties.
As elder Black women.
Yeah,
in
to sit down and have a proper conversation with them and discuss all facets to the media that they're putting out, to what their views are on women, to their role in terms of like their responsibility to the Black British experience, because they are like in the top 10 of podcasting, and then also how you move forward and a reconciliation with the community. That would be our role. That is the auntie role.
Whilst I find that, Bijou says Andrew Schultz is a crypto. I don't know what this means. Please don't come for me. Is a crypto Jew Canadian who is besties with Drake and Donald Trump. I have no idea who Charlemagne is doing a podcast with him. He's most definitely involved in the cryptocurrency Ponzi scheme. I'm going to say allegedly. I don't know what crypto Jew Canadian means.
No idea.
I think it wasn't you that said Andrew's not Jewish. He's not.
He's not. He's Scottish.
He's what?
He's Scottish.
He's Scottish. No, wait. Was he faking his surname too?
No, that's it. Because like what we now see as traditional Jewish names that they have are actually converted names. So a lot of them that were like, that's a Jewish name is not a Jewish name. They have anglicized their names. So that's why you have lots of goldsmiths and Jew and all of that. But also Schultz as a sound may have been longer in Hebrew and then they cut it down, but it's a Jewish name. It's like,
I know, but that's why I'm saying, so is that not his name?
No, it's just that he is Scottish, but the name, as in the new Jewish people, have names like Schultz.
Oh, I see.
Jewish name.
No, that's not a Scottish name. It needs to be McDougal or McDonald or McPearl or McPearl. Exactly. Where's the Muck?
No, I actually think it's German. Actually, the Schultz of it. But his is it his dad or his mom? I don't think it's both parents that are Scottish.
It's a Scottish. His mother's a Scottish immigrant, and his father's a native New Yorker, born to a family from Chicago. And look, Chicago, Illinois, and is of German and Irish descent.
That's it. Like,
there we go.
Jewish.
German.
People always think that he is Jewish because of the surname, but
it's got to be the German. That makes sense.
Okay. Schulz is a common German family name from Germany, particularly northern Germany.
Like Smith.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
That's the thing, when you actually go through like traditional Jewish surnames that they actually traveled with, they are very different.
That makes
very,
sense.
very different surnames.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, ready,
steady,
go.
Yeah.
What we're not going to do is sit here with our tuck between our legs, apologizing on the podcast for jokes. Okay. Matter of fact, we have a new apology video that we should definitely watch. The Shxts and Gigs gentlemen came on the podcast. I love them. I feel bad they're going through this. Yeah, but actually, I do want to take it seriously because they are serious guys. And I want it. I'll stop fucking laughing, dude. They're defending their community. They came on the podcast. They got a lot of flack for laughing at a joke, and I would just want to hear their apology. These are serious fucking guys, and this is a serious apology. Ow. You're an asshole. Ow. No, can you take it seriously? All right, sure. Okay, I want. Shifty? I haven't seen it. Yeah, that's crazy, Shifty. That's crazy. Shifty. Come on, Shifty. Fucking racist. I want everybody to just take this serious, and I want us to try to have a serious moment. Mm-hmm. It's a serious podcast, and I want to just listen to their heartfelt apology.
Guys, right, before we get into today's episode, quick PSA, quick acknowledgement. So, if you know, you know. If you don't, it's fine. But we just wanted to address something that's happening at the minute. This past weekend, there's been a couple of clips going around from when we did a session on the Flagrant podcast while we were on our US tour. Mm-hmm. And there were a few jokes made that were incredibly inappropriate. One specifically pertaining to Black women. Yep. And in the clip, Andrew was making a joke. I'm not even going to get into specifics. Frankly, like racist joke. Yeah. And we were laughing at it. Yeah. And to give, first of all, before we get into like specifics or anything like that, obviously there's just literally no excuse.
Pause.
There is no excuse.
Pause. There's no excuse. There is no fucking excuse. Can you pause this? Pause. No excuse for that. I just want to take in the beginning of it. There's no excuse for jokes. There is never an excuse for making jokes.
Well, can we try?
I'm not going to ever make an excuse for being a comedian. There is never an excuse for making jokes. Yeah. Okay? That is a real statement said by a man. I just want that to be clear. There is never an excuse for making jokes with the boys. Go on. Let's take it serious. Look at how sad he is over on the left.
Like it is, yeah. Fight is a real thing. And
we should go back. We should go back because he's going through it right now. Look how he practiced this. I'm gonna pick my skin. I love you guys. No. I need you to watch it. Look, he bite his bottom lip. Oh fuck, man.
There is no excuse. And fight is a real thing. Like it is, yeah. Fight is a real thing, and it's so not easy to say, but when you're in the situation, you look at it through a lens of like, bro, if it was me, I promise you, I'll stand up, I'll kick them cameras down, I'll smack homeboy in the face, I'll say this, I'll do that. But when you're in there, you're in shock. You're in shock, and all you want to do is move on. Yeah, move on is the.
I've been there. I know what that's like. When you're just having fun and laughing with the boys, and you're like, I just can't wait to move on. Don't you know that feeling when you experience the fight or flight and then you just laugh? Does that happen to you guys when your body is just being torn with the primal urge to either fight or flight, and instead you just go, do you guys ever have that feeling?
I feel like you're making an excuse for jokes.
I would never.
That sounds like what you're doing.
Hey, I would never excuse taking two things that have nothing to do with one another and then bring them together to make your friends laugh. I would never excuse that, Mike.
What if it has a good setup and a misdirection at the end?
You're enticing me. You're doing that thing where you're kind of tricking me.
It's long. It's 19 minutes, but
what do you guys think so far? What do you think of the mocking?
What do I think of what? Sorry.
What do you think of the mocking that they're doing?
Yeah, this is the thing that I'm sitting here infuriated by, because unlike you, Nana, I think that Shxts and Gigs should take responsibility for this as well. It's not just Andrew that needs to take responsibility. He's a dickhead, right? Just because the things that he said, not everything is a joke, right? Shxts and Gigs, I still stand by what I said on the main show. They should have taken the opportunity to correct him, or after the show, taken the opportunity before it went viral to apologize and all that shit. Yeah, they shouldn't have stood for the stuff that he was saying. I'm angry at this image because yet again, who's that black guy?
That's Alex Media. Alex Media.
My man's sitting there, like laughing and shit, like it's funny. He's laughing at the fact that of the apology, and why do they apologize? And I'm so uncomfortable by it. I'm so not uncomfortable. I'm so annoyed by Andrew's mockery of them as well, because he could have taken the opportunity to be like, all right, maybe I shouldn't have said. He's never going to apologize. That's his character. He's never going to apologize. But I just don't like the mockery of it all. And I'm very disappointed again. And there's another black man who was on the main show, on the original interview. You've seen what's happened. You've seen what's transpired. And you're still not even taking the opportunity to correct this person who is supposed to be your friend in this situation. You're still not fucking doing anything. It's annoying. It's annoying.
So, watching it again, I think we've got feedback. Watching it again, it made me laugh because I've watched it, the whole thing, and I've got the whole context of what Andrew was saying. And and you know me, I'm not a fan of him. But this is where watching clips forever and ever aren't men. I'm never going to just watch clips and not watch the whole thing because you have to be informed of the whole thing. Because if I watched that clip, I was pissed off with Andrew. I was absolutely fuming. And again, because I don't like his style of jokes and the race baiting, it was quick for me to be like, fuck Andrew. But what he did, and this is not a defense of him, but what he did was take the piss out of them and made a mockery of their apology, which we did yesterday on the live. We took the piss out of their apology. He did that. He did exactly the same thing. And then he went, as the conversation goes along, I don't know how much more we will play because it's 19 minutes, but as he went along, he then broke down like, actually, you shouldn't have apologized. And it wasn't like he was taking a piss out of their insincerity, which everyone's doing, taking a piss out or angry at their insincerity. That's what he's doing. He also said, you guys are just funny he wasn't cussing them. He's saying, you guys are just funny, internet funny. You're not stand-up comedians, because if you were a real, true stand-up comedian, you wouldn't even apologize because you understand the depth of what it takes to make jokes. And all three, I think Akash, the Asian guy, and him, I don't know if Alex is actually a comedian, but he said generally, we're stand-up comedians, so we know what it takes to craft a joke. Them, it was clearly a joke. Now, there's layers to this, because there's Andrew Schultz as a person, and what he does, I don't like. But in this context here, I'm not mad at what he was saying. And he was speaking to Shxts and Gigs and giving them advice. By the end of it, he's like, you guys, you'll be okay. And even Alex was like saying, I like these guys. And Alex was actually saying like, no, I understand. And Alex was saying he does need to apologize to their community because their community. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Alex said he needs to apologize.
Alex
said not that Alex needs to apologize. That Shxts and Gigs do need to apologize because they are not comedians.
Yeah.
And so the level of comedy that they brought to the table, Shxts and Gigs community are not used to that. Whereas as somebody who watches Flagrant, I understand what
because I've seen him do stand-up before, and I get it. Because I can't lie, some of the things he says makes me laugh. Like I don't mind him as a comedian. I've said this to you. I know you don't like him, but I don't mind him as a comedian. And yes, Will Smith GOAT too. They were definitely out of their depth. But I think that it still makes me uncomfortable that this black man, Alex, is just not having anything to say about the situation. I don't like, why are we always the butt of the joke?
Let me go. I'm going to go a little bit more towards the end.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of see. It's so funny because it's like watching the whole 2 hours, because like he does his Diddy stuff as well at the beginning of it, and then him going into Shxts and Gigs. I was like, this was basically what I was trying to convey, that your apology has to be sincere and relevant to your community, or it doesn't land, because it doesn't make sense. it wasn't as long ago as I thought it was. It was actually like 9 weeks ago that they was on there. It was like 2 months, just over 2 months ago that they was on there, and nobody cared. So in the comments, still, I went back and I did see my comment that I made. Like, this was really awkward because it was a bit of a dodgy episode. But 9 weeks ago, nobody gave a shit about what was said. Now the Atlanta stuff comes out, and then people start going looking. Whoever it is that rabble riser that goes out to cancel, and I do think there is a level of going after Black creatives.
Yeah,
you kind of sidestep out of your comfort zone in a way, and that could be sharing a tweet. Most of the time, it's not something that has come out of your mouth. It's a reaction to somebody else's creativity, and you get lambasted because you're more famous. That to me is a sign of envy and jealousy. Like, you're trying to cut them down. If they had said the joke that Andrew said, I would absolutely understand all of the foray. I would understand it. I would be leading the charge. Like, literally, like, this is bang out of order. But to be in a space where comedians are doing their shit, you know that they are comedians. They are at a higher level than you. They've been doing this for over 20 years.
Yep.
You're not going to challenge them because you're going to think they know more than you. Anybody would. It's like, that's just human behavior.
I'm not disagreeing with you there. And remember, what I said was, if they didn't feel like in the moment that they could say anything, I get that. They might not have felt like in the moment. But what I didn't like and still don't appreciate is that it took it going viral for them to even recognize that there was a problem. Why didn't you recognize? If you felt uncomfortable in the moment, you were like, oh, I just want to get through this. This is a bit dodgy. Afterwards, you could have said something. Why did it take it going viral and people putting out your errors for you to say something?
And that's what
you're right. That I agree with you. The apology has to be sincere to their community. They're not comedians. He's a comedian. All of that. I understand all of that. It's a different thing. But Andrew, you don't have to throw down the mic in the moment. You could have said something afterwards for your community. Sorry, bro.
Sorry. Andrew said that, and that's another thing that Andrew said. He said they asked for their manager said, "Can we take this?" Then I didn't say what they asked to be taken out. He said there were things that they asked to get taken out. They did not ask to get this taken out. And I think if I look at it in summation, Andrew, he's being like Akash and Alex Media. Like, I like those guys. They repeated more than once that, "Oh, we like those guys. We feel sorry for them." Andrew, I felt like, I'm sure he wouldn't care, but I felt like he didn't want to dogpile on them, but I think he's annoyed. And I think we said it in the show yesterday that you made a mockery of this invitation to his show. So I don't, even though Andrew stopped short of saying, fuck them guys for taking a piss, he did the kind of, look, you'll learn from it, you'll learn from these mistakes. But he's honing in on the fact, you will learn from these mistakes. And I think he's digging at them by mocking at this, taking the piss out of their apology, and also saying to them, you lot are trying to blame me and call me racist. You were on my show laughing and you didn't care about that joke, but now you're going to turn around and call me racist. Don't try it. Because if I, again, not defending Andrew, I would be pissed off and I'd come to them too. Because don't come on my show, then switch it on me when you there kicking. And of all the things you asked to take out, it wasn't that. Then you want to throw me on. They basically tried to throw Andrew under the bus.
I think as well, what I said on the main show is that it's not just this for me. It's all the other little things as well. Like, this is just I know people went deep diving, and you can find shit on anybody if you do that kind of stuff. But let's not forget, they deleted 100 videos. What were those 100 videos that they deleted? What were they talking about in those 100 videos that they deleted?
This is the thing. It's like, so the first 100, they were in two types of studios. Like, they were at home and stuff, and they were finding their, like, what the formula was. And so a lot of it is their uni stories, and then they were picking up like lots of ACS content, which is what used to go viral a lot. So it's like the ACS confessions, and they're at home and they're kind of like going back and forth. So within that, where this has happened, there would be even more things that you could go into and rip apart, because they're talking about their dating exploits, what took place, chatting to this girl, so there's even more material, not necessarily about Black women though, but about their dating history. And that's why I think their management, and probably them, took the decision, like our first 100 episodes, we should remove from the internet in that way. I think they're still behind the Patreon payroll from what I was reading on Reddit. They're still there, but not so that people can clip it and basically tear into them even further than they are already.
So Destiny Love, I'm with you, because it's interesting how, again, like I said, clips, I'm not doing that anymore, because the Atlanta talk was more than the sound bites. It did not disrespect the Atlanta women. People need to watch the full content. We get mad at other people's insecurities. Now, some of that I will dispute for sure, but in that, I can't find where it was. When I watched it, I kind of understood what they were saying, and not regards to whether they got baddies or not in Atlanta. All they said in the time that they were there, they'd only seen 2 baddies. And then he said there was something, and they went on, and the girls were laughing, saying, well, we're not from Atlanta, so you can't be talking about us. And then he goes, I couldn't see. And then he said something where it could be taken that he said there were no Atlanta baddies. But it was like something that we could go to America, go to a state, and be like, I didn't see nobody nice. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean then to say that we think all African-American men from whatever state we're in, they don't exist in New York, or they don't exist in Miami. And so damn, it's not that. But because it was taken and clipped, it then became, and then everyone dogpiled. So there's
everything.
And because they have the thing of not liking black.
They have the thing of
not liking black girls.
They're right for the picking. So even if we're saying Andrew Schultz is smart, like, because I think someone in the comments, I can't find it. There's so many comments, guys. Thanks for commenting. Someone said that, Andrew set them up, but he's a gotcha kid. That's his comedic style. So if you've got stuff if there's stuff that they know is your insecurities, that's what he's going to do. He's going to play on them, and it's for you to kind of handle them.
And put your hands up. Like, there's definitely parts of their content that I do think is highly questionable. Yeah. And that's from us even doing a show alongside them and meeting them and being like, especially James, like you just know that guy that is supremely awkward around black women. He just has that vibe. That there is a disconnect there. And sometimes you got to throw your hands up and not be in a state of blame like he has been. Like all of the girls in my school were clapped under, because we know that it's probably not factual. But you have a disconnect with black women. And so other people will see that. And there is then a distrust. Like, we can't trust you. This is your point now to actually find out what it is with yourself, your insecurities, like properly man up. What's gone on? Put your hands up. Yeah, you know what? I have thrown you guys under the bus a few times. I have. And stand in that.
And I think I think their apology had said that, because the focus, unfortunately, was about this one interview. But I think what people are harping on about, or in the comments, or when they're going deep diving, it's because it isn't just this one experience, or this incident. Sorry, it's not just this one incident. And yes, absolutely, if you take sound bites, you can make anything look negative, right? But if they'd have taken that opportunity to really be apologetic and to really discuss the things, some of the negative things that they've said about black women, it would have landed better. We would have felt the sincerity if they then maybe took, did the work, went on different podcasts, spoke to different people about it, looked at the camera, for example. Stop talking about, I want to get through it. I just need to get through. Like, it just seemed very, very surface level. Like, they didn't have any meaning behind the words that they were saying at all.
Yemi,
go on, read it.
Yemi, why are you excusing the self-hate? I hope, no, we're not. I think because there's so many levels to this, it's trying to cover all the things, because this has started off with Andrew, then going into what he said, and then the guy's apology. I'm definitely not excusing their self-hate, but I'm just saying there's nuances to everything that we're saying. They need to deal with, because I think we said, again, so we keep referencing the show that you need to watch, our show yesterday, our main show episode. We spoke about ships and gigs, and we definitely said that what would have been a better apology is sitting on the couch, which, I mean, it's early days, it's only just happened, so they've got time to sit on some couches or some black women in the UK and have an honest conversation about what it is. And also going into the detail, because if you want to talk about the fact, because I think we were saying that Fuad's talked about being bullied and it was black girls that were horrible to him. James, sorry. If James was saying that he was bullied by black girls and had that type of interaction, if that's what you want to talk about, come and have that conversation and really talk about and unpack what that is, because it's very, we say this a lot, we always want to sit down and talk to black men who have this thing about black women, and they always say, oh, it's just a preference. They never want to deep dive and go into it. And the minute you say self-hate, then they call us bitter, and it goes back and forth, and it never goes deeper. And men, we know you don't like to get emotional and get deep down into it, but that's where we need to go to, because it can't be that every single, like a majority of black celebrities, there's not everybody, a lot of black celebrities in the UK, the male ones, have a thing with whether it's skin tone or dating absolutely outside of their race. There is something, a little bit of a repeat and copy and paste behavior with their dating.
I mean, I don't think you can say the majority.
In the entertainment industry.
In the UK.
Entertainment industry, sorry.
Yeah.
I said entertainment industry. So there's a way that you can get into that. We're going, yes. No, go on.
Also, just to top on the excusing self-hate, because I see that a lot. Like when you offer a different perspective, it's like you're giving an excuse to it. It's not an excuse. It's actually like, it's a fact that I would say probably the majority of black people are suffering with variant degrees of self-hate.
Sure.
And because we are in the same systems where white is supreme, we are all going to suffer from it. So instead of running from it, or when we see it, trying to shun the person, because really what you're doing is shunning yourself, because we have a bit of it in ourselves that we hate as well. So it's more therapeutic for all of us to address it, to actually shine a light on, this is real, this is how they feel, and this is generally how hundreds of other black guys are feeling as well. And as the recipient of that hate, when you're a black woman, I don't need to cut that person off, because that will be my son, my nephew, they're going to be in my family. So it's better that we address it. What is it? Let's discuss it. Let's actually work through the process to understand, not totally be like, okay, it's cool for you to be like that, because it's not okay, but we can talk about this. And they should be allowed to say their shit as well. And that was the same as when it came up with the 90s babies as well. Why I wasn't like railing against Fred, it's like he's speaking his truth on something that a lot of men talk about with other men that have that same process, that same thought process. How does that ever change when they're talking in an echo chamber? Because they know if I speak out loud on my preferences, I'm going to get gunned or cancelled. That's not how it works. We have to discuss, why do you have these preferences? Because what does that actually lead to? And what are you denying in yourself in an authentic love, because you're going on an outside skin tone preference to kind of save, or your proximity to whiteness or lightness is giving you some type of validation because you feel less than. Let's discuss this really. Like, let's actually really unpack what that is and how that keeps on going on for generation, that you're hating yourself and thinking, because I'm sleeping next to a white woman, I'm better.
I'm okay.
I'm not going to be a victim to some of the things that black love is.
Yeah.
It's a madness. It's like we got to actually really have these tricky conversations that are really uncomfortable for people. But it's not tokenism. It's not excuses. It's actually, let's hit this properly. Let's discuss it with empathy.
Yeah, and
it was a hot thing that we spoke about earlier on.
Star Steph, can you come back and expand on what you mean? Black women ain't ready for what conversation? We're ready for it right now, bruv. So you better let me know. Or Guy, I can't tell by your picture.
But I mean, this is the thing. Erin, I understand this isn't everybody's vocation, and that's okay. It's when somebody else is ready to tackle it, when people are like, "No, you shouldn't be talking about it." But I'm just like, you don't have to talk about it. But I am actually open to having the conversation with folks that think like this.
I've been I've been saying, I say it a lot. I want to have that conversation with black guys and really unpack it. Erin J says, a lot of black women need to learn to accept themselves and stop looking for acceptance from these lot. Their opinion of black women doesn't affect me. Why? Because it doesn't define me. I don't know. Okay, sure. Let's not look for acceptance from people in the public eye, especially people who we don't know. Blah, 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 blah. But I don't know if that's the response. I don't know if that's a fair blanket statement to make, because when you're constantly the target of negativity, you can say, oh no, it doesn't matter, it doesn't define me. But there is a shaping. And this is why we have to have these conversations, because we can say, you know, it's not all black men or it's not all black women, but there is something that permeates where this conversation still happens. Because if it was that insignificant, it wouldn't reach above the parapet and we take notice. So something is getting into our psyche where this conversation never goes away. So we can say, don't let it define you. But somehow it does, because no matter what, all of us here who are parents, who are raising children, we are raising children, black children, to have defenses against what the world will put on them. And that is, and you know, we've got black boys, we've got black daughters. They are going to have to navigate a world who's going to judge them because of what they look like, because of they're from the black, they've got black heritage, they're African, they're Caribbean. And that is something that's not just, you know, something that we're making up. They are going to go outside, they're going to be on socials, see what Shxts and Gigs says, and be affected. Even if they laugh it off, they are still going to be affected. And the kids at school, this is what, you know, we're going to talk about it later, social media being put on pause. They are getting it. It's the kids. Even if it's us as adults, fine, maybe we can learn to rise above it. But the kids are the ones who are affected, and it carries on. So we can't just dismiss it as, you know, don't be defined by it, because it's actually not that easy to do that. I'd like to say it is, but it's not.
Sorry, I was just reading through the comments.
Okay, whilst you're reading through the comments, do we bring it back to Andrew? Because Andrew, what do we do with someone like Andrew?
I think, you know what, the thing is, like, the comedy in this space is tricky. And I go back and forth on it, because like what Dave Chappelle says, a comedian kind of says uncomfortable truths, can bend the truth, like that's, you know, a comedic style, and Andrew is a part of that. And the same way they all say, like, you can't cancel a comedian because there's truth, there's part truth to what we say, or at least a stereotype to what we're saying when they're in the observational space. I don't know. I don't really know where my heart sits on this, because sometimes I do find the mocking of racial stereotypes freeing, to just be like, it's such a bullshit, let's mock it. But sometimes when it's reinforcing things that are hurtful and cost people their lives, their livelihoods, it's very hard to be like, you can just play about with those stereotypes. So talking about a black woman being violent, nagging, like that permeates in us being able to get certain jobs and make money, and this affects our lives, that these stereotypes keep on happening. So I don't know. I think that on that front, this joke particularly, he needs to be taken to task for it. And I think Charlemagne is probably the closest person to him to be able to relay it, and maybe he'll hear. But I don't know, because he's still stuck in this, I'm a comedian, anyone can get it.
But okay, Farrah, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's difficult because comedians, that's what they think. They do think that anyone can get it. I mean, look at Dave Chappelle. You know, he says some wild things about everybody. And what he says at the end of it is, this is a joke. And there are comedians throughout history, that's what they've said. That doesn't make it right. And I sometimes feel like, as you said, Nana, you hit the nail on the head. If you're actually making statements that can cause someone pain or cost their life or their livelihood, then maybe you need to think differently about how you phrase that joke.
And that's where I was like, I would think about that, because like I said, I watched it again. I saw the joke in what he was saying in the mockery. So I was like, okay. And then they did a round of racist jokes, but it's like, I won't say the words, but it's like when we've got the N word and the reverse is calling white people the H word, and it doesn't land the same.
Because it's not the same. It doesn't have the same weight.
That's what I'm saying. So whenever, because they did a round of jokes, and you know, Akash and Andrew did a back and forth on each other's heritage, but maybe because I'm brown, black, or whatever, the joke on Akash hit a little bit harder for me than what he said back to Andrew, and that's the problem. The power shift is different. So Andrew, as a white man telling racial jokes, is always, until the power shifts, until we see the world differently or the world shifts where there's equal power, it's never going to work or be comfortable 100% for me on the receiving end, or anyone from a marginalized group having the person that's in power making money of making jokes about us. Do you know what I mean? So then, and then also I'm looking at do we need these jokes? So I understand, Nana, you're saying it's freeing. So yeah, but I don't know. There's that thing where we need to free ourselves of these limitations so that we, the oppressed, don't feel oppressed. And like, sticks and stones, break your bones, words can never hurt you. We want to get to that point where words shouldn't hurt us, shouldn't affect our livelihoods, shouldn't affect us in any way. We can just be free. But it's not shared. So it's that thing of chicken and egg. When do who's got to stop it first? What's got to change first before these jokes land?
I think there is a difference between when you're mocking stereotypes by showing how stupid it is to have these stereotypes than when you're perpetuating a stereotype by joking about people. Like, I think there's a massive difference there. Like, I follow this guy, he's an Irish comedian, and he mocks politicians all the time. And he mocks, like, he does this thing at the moment where he's mocking USA and Israel and, all of that kind of stuff. And he does it brilliantly because he's showing you how stupid they are in their train of thought. Rather than, he's not wearing specific clothing relating to that ethnicity of those people, but I think there's a way of doing it.
Yeah.
I think we have to move away from accepting that, it's just a joke if you're saying something negative.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
It's hard. I think I'm more, but you guys know, like, my racial sense of humor, and most of the time you guys tell me don't talk about it outside. So.
I don't know why you even said it in here, to be fair.
But, it's I think it kind of goes back to a little bit more on maybe my spiritual practices, where I know that this is such a construct, and the more we feed into the construct of race, we keep it going. So I try and be very light and offensive sometimes with it. And I kind of understand to a degree what Dave Chappelle and Andrew are doing.
Yeah,
I get it, but I can accept it way more from Dave Chappelle, the same as with myself, because of the power dynamics are different. Whereas when it's a white man doing it, trying to be like, kind of being like, but I was brought up around all different races, and in New York, it's like, we as a society are not there, and you just may be 50 years ahead of the curve, and 50 years time, what he's saying, everyone's going to be like, that was hilarious, because the world may have shifted, and I hope it has. But at this moment in time, there still has to be a level of sensitivity, because he is a white man.
But that's exactly
what it is. You've got to toe the line, but somebody's got to do it, innit? There's always a front runner out there that is like, I actually don't care, I'm going to shit on you all. I don't know. I would have put Andrew in that genius box or a front runner, because sometimes I think his jokes are shit. But I think I get why he's doing it. I think.
Do you know what we have? Where is he coming from? Because also, I think someone else said that he's kind of stolen some jokes from Patrice O'Neil before he died. There's a little bit of sitting in the culture and absorbing it, and then regurgitating it for money. And then again, it's like, what are you putting back into the community? Do you have to put back into the community? Is everyone eating the way you're eating off the jokes that you're making at the expense of people who are not making that money? There's so many things, but then there's also, I'm a funny guy and people like what I'm saying. Why should I stop? There's so much. Who do I owe my life to? I don't owe my life to anyone. So, and it's, I suppose, and this is what we're doing. We're commenting and keeping it going. We can dissect it. And hopefully, as someone said, this is a therapy session, is to really sit and unpack, what are you offended by? What are you going to let offend you? And how do you protect your children or teach the children that words don't matter in some context? And how do you change the generation's thinking of like, okay, we're not going to collectively be offended by this. So I don't know, there's a lot to do, but it's very hard to be the change when the world is not ready for change. And it's so hard to galvanize everyone to be on the same wavelength, because we have so many nuanced emotions when it comes to these things.
Yeah.
What's going on in the chat?
Everybody feels different on it, really. LS says words will always have the capacity to hurt.
They do.
Star Steph is asking, you guys think Andrew has more power than Dave Chappelle? Absolutely not. And I think Andrew would say he doesn't have Dave Chappelle's
he's
power.
Not Dave, no, he's not Dave Chappelle.
And I'm sure Dave Chappelle actually hates Andrew.
Yeah.
About that. Like, Dave Chappelle can't stand him.
That's the thing. So when someone like Dave Chappelle doesn't like Andrew, and again, allegedly, we don't know. I think there's something between them, but someone get the facts, find an article or something. Then it's like, why doesn't Chappelle? Because you know, when Chappelle walked away from his show, he famously said, it was I had a team of mixed people, whatever. The white people, he said, the one skit that I did, and the white people, he couldn't tell if the white people were laughing at him or with him, and that sent him off. So he had to go to Africa and chill for a second and figure out and turn down the big money, because that's that moment of realization. That's why Spike Lee doesn't like Quentin Tarantino, and I was a fan of Quentin Tarantino until I watched Django and his press run in Django, talking about I've done more for black people than many other black filmmakers. He had words to say. And that arrogance, and then you like, shit, this man loves putting the M-word in his film.
In every
everyone, even when it's not necessary. It's a similar thing with Andrew. It's that turn of a
yes.
And that's also why I was getting so frustrated with the amount of people that were going in on Shxts and Gigs. I'm like, are you going to let this white man destroy these two black boys' lives? Are we really going to be complicit in this? Like, he's the one that said the joke. Andrew said the joke.
But it's just about that now.
And that's what I don't. That's the smugness that even in the end part where I agree with what Andrew's saying is coming from you, and you did that to them. Yeah. You know, it's that turn a hand.
Yeah.
It's that dodgy shit.
But this is that thing again. If we're going to look at our people, because I was like, okay, Andrew, fair dues. Shxts and Gigs, you've got enough material there for this is why you got cast. So people aren't looking at Andrew because no one told you. And we said no one told you to go on there ill prepared. However, and so no, not in the however, you went on there ill prepared. And also what Andrew said again about being a comedian versus being funny on the internet and getting quickly famous. There's something about the watering down and the rushing and the X Factor isms of popularity and fame. People aren't going through the Chitlin circuit or whatever version of the Chitlin circuit you need to do to get up there. People are getting fast tracked into fame. And as Sade said yesterday, Shxts and Gigs got famous or on talking about other people's content. Where's your original? And that's no problem, because we're literally talking about other people's content and reporting back. So we're not all exempt from that. But it is, as you go, what is your core? What are your beliefs? There's things that you need to understand. And yes, they're young. So unfortunately, you're going to learn fire by trial. But there's a level of depth and understanding to the industry that you must know. And you have to know how to handle yourself. And that's what it is. You left yourself right for picking. They're going to learn.
As I said, from when I switched it on, I knew that Andrew was pissed that they were sitting on his couch.
Yeah, you did say that.
And I
think
now I understand.
I think he was also that fast fame thing when, you know, he's literally been doing this for over 20 years.
Yeah.
And they're hitting similar numbers like him.
Yeah.
And it's that, you know, there's it's just a part of the twice as hard that you got to work. I feel like there would be, even as he's talking about people will tear you down in resentment, I feel like there was a level of resentment in him.
He did it on purpose.
Precisely, because you know that they are going to fall into the traps. But as the other one, I think his name is Adam, was saying, like, you know, it's a funny setup and then a twist at the end. That's what they do. So you're not even knowing where they're going to take this joke, and then he twists it, and then you're there with it. It's all of that, man.
Shaz J is saying they're 32, but they're 32 but got famous quickly. Do you know what I'm saying? So even, look, fast fame is hard to grasp. And especially if you've gone along thinking you're okay, you can go along.
I suppose so. But at 32, you would think that you would know and understand the levels of the respect and mutual respect that you should have for your community. So at 32, You're not 22, and you don't understand that maybe you shouldn't have these thoughts and say these things about Black women. They're 32.
But we're saying that again when we, I think it's on our extra show, guys. Sign up to our membership. On our extra show, when we're talking about men's ages, and guys in the chat,
32 though. Come on now, 32.
No, I'm not,
32.
no,
Not
listen,
22, not 25. 32.
I'm not excusing the numbers, but numbers, age isn't in some cases nothing but a number. Maturity, wisdom, experience, self-healing, understanding yourself. There are people in their 50s, 60s that don't really understand themselves. And you might think you're being funny. And people are egging you on saying, yeah, you're funny. We like, and you've got a community of people who are relating to what you're saying. You're not thinking, I'm not, and it's not even about age, I think it's just,
there has to, I get what you're saying. Yes. But at 32, you have to take some responsibility for your actions. You can't just blame other people.
Yes. That's
why their apology was so shit.
Yeah.
And I am like, as somebody has just said, I've had forgotten like Fuhad, because I did watch Fuhad, and when he was on the receipts, Fuhad and James on the receipts, which I didn't think was the greatest podcast, but Fuhad did say that Tolly was his friend. There are people that have gone through shit within your industry space, within the Black British podcasting space, which I really hope that they had reached out to them, and their apology suggests to me that they didn't. Because I feel like just a little bit more care to talk to people within the industry or just other Black women, they wouldn't have apologized in that way. No, like it just seems so knee-jerk, cack-handed. You've just got to do an apology. It was like, this isn't how you foster community. We need to believe you. At the very least, even if we're gonna cuss you still, we need to believe you that you actually truly are sorry.
And that's again, it goes back to, they were gassed to be on the couch. They were out of their depth, and unfortunately they have those kind of views that have leaked out that they don't value. It's not even value. They're not into Black women. It's as simple as that. You're not into Black women. You guys date outside your race and you feel comfortable there.
I think Erin has just hit the nail on the head. Erin says, I said it before, Andrew plays on different playing field, and you underestimate the game of chess being played with people you know aren't wise enough to understand comedic politics.
Yeah.
Precisely.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes. I feel like somebody else.
He was playing chess.
Yeah. Somebody else was like, shits and gigs, they're in the country, look at the numbers that they do, and he just knew. He'd be sitting there like, how are these coming on my couch?
And if he's salty about that quick, fast kind of, you're selling out what? And I'm selling, like, we're not on a level. He's going to do something. And if he's got any type of true kernel of racism, it's going to hit him a little bit more. All right, guys. Should we move on?
Yes, move on.
We broke that shit down.
That's shit on giggles. Okay. So
hold on, wait. Was that news or nonsense?
That was news.
It's news. It's news because it's literally a lesson for us all. You know, it's not every space that you need to enter, and sometimes you got to know what you're up against. And some spaces, it may be 20 years before we're there. Really,
I'm appreciating.
Will Smith says pure nonsense.
It is nonsense behavior, but news. Oh no! What's happened?
Sorry, my daughter is in here doing the most.
I saw. There's a lot.
Decided to turn the light off.
I haven't seen her.
Oh no, guys!
Oh please no! Like my spirit can't take it today. You know how I feel about that woman. I literally don't want to lose my shit and be running around wild.
Your story, guys. We appreciate the comments. You guys have been talking to tings.
Yeah, you have. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Abna said Dimsa, which is like when you have light off in Ghana.
we have that in Grenada too. Trust me.
Alrighty, let's go.
Okay, so I would like to bring forward the case of the Metropolitan Police So basically, what happened this week? There is a actor. He's a West End performer, and his name is Reese Richards. You may have also seen him in Sex Education on Netflix. So after the West End show, he was at home or just like near his home, and he saw a car crash happen. He saw two people get out of the car. I think one was an Asian guy, one was a white guy. They got out of the car and they ran in opposite directions. He then saw the police. And as he's standing there with his suitcase after his West End show, he basically pointed to the police and said, they went that way. The police then proceeded to jump him, pepper spray him, pin him to the ground. And it went from one officer to multiple officers, basically beating him up and pinning him to the ground. And he could hear his mother in the background screaming and crying and asking them to stop. They didn't stop. What happened next was he said to his mother, call Brenda. So Brenda Edwards is the director of the show Hairspray that he's in the West End. She's also a very prominent daytime host. She's on like Loose Women, which is the equivalent of something like The View. She's one of the co-hosts on that. So he asked his mother to call her. She arrived on the scene 20 minutes later, and he was still pinned down by the police. And then at that point, the police, when they realized it was Brenda Edwards, they suddenly changed their tune. And they were like, okay, hold on a minute. They reviewed the body cam footage. And then they said, oh, sorry. They didn't say sorry. They said, you can go. They haven't apologized. The Metropolitan Police are now saying that, in these situations, they have a split second to make decisions. And they are investigating whether or not it is police misconduct. The press are calling it alleged police misconduct, even though it is clear that it was a case of misconduct. It's just bullshit, basically. It just goes to show that racism is living long and in existence in this country as well. And we too suffer from harassment, violence from the police, the people who are supposed to protect us. It's the fact that he was trying to help as well. He's an innocent bystander standing near his house, actually trying to help the situation, and they pinned him down. He's saying now that he won't ever be able to unfeel or unsee or unhear the sounds from his mother crying. He won't ever be able to feel safe. He's someone that tries his best to stay away from police in those kind of situations anyway, as a black man in this country. And what do you think about what the police's actions are? What do you think about, them saying that they had a split second and they're going to review it?
It's the height of disgusting, and there's no way that you can't say this isn't racial profiling. That it was, so they're just presuming it's a black man there with bags. Two people have jumped out of a car, one of color, Asian. You just were like, no, he must be a part of this. He just got out of another vehicle. He has bags with him. Why would he stop and be that, like, have the wherewithal from two people that have just run away from you to stop and be like, they went that way? Like, it's not a film. Most humans don't have that, like, oh, let me just disguise myself. And that there was so many levels of police that had involvement with him. So it wasn't the first team. The first team that got there, I could understand them being overzealous. But the second lot, carrying on from the first ones, you can't tell me this isn't racial profiling. Because you're also hearing his mum screaming. Exactly. Clearly at his house. So it doesn't really make sense and there's footage from somebody filming like in a flat, maybe. When you watch that, it's like, this is so obvious. The police approaching the next set, it's so obvious this doesn't make sense from all of the melee. Why are you carrying it on? Why was he pepper sprayed? Because what was the threat?
There's a link on, someone was talking about on LBC. There's a clip. I don't know how to do the share screen. Should I send you where do I put the link, or how do I do it?
So
what's disgusting is as well is that
one second, fine. Let me just get
you get it up on your screen. Like you say, you're gonna click on it, and then you just press the share screen button.
Okay, cool.
Then you select your screen.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna try and do it. Go on. Sorry, Farrah.
So I was just gonna say, what's disgusting is that they only changed their tune when they recognized Brenda Edwards. So let's say that he didn't have a Brenda Edwards to call or contact. What would they have done?
How much more
force would they have inflicted on this guy?
Let me play this clip.
Down on the ground. It was at the corner of the Shell garage. One of them was on a phone, and this went on for a very long time. He'd been pepper sprayed. He couldn't see anything. He was incredibly distressed because, you know, he was blinded. His mother was trying to intervene, trying to talk to them. I was trying to talk to them, saying, he's a student of mine. I know him.
What was their reaction when you tried to explain your knowledge of the man?
They completely ignored us. And we tried for a very long period of time on several occasions. We weren't allowed anywhere near him. And
how long did this go on, Leontine?
It went on a long time, and they were going to arrest him. And then Brenda intervened and said,
this is the mother, who we should say is Brenda Edwards. Is that right?
No, Brenda Edwards is the director of Hairspray.
I'm so sorry. Sorry, who is Brenda?
Brenda Edwards is the director of Hairspray, who is also a very well-known performer.
I thought she was there.
Right.
She wasn't.
She was there.
Oh.
Yeah, she was there. And the mother was there. They were both there.
I see.
And because Brenda was there, who's on Loose Women, and said, you know, if you don't let him go, this is on Loose Women tomorrow. And I think that
sobers matters up pretty quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah, it did. But the mother, who's also a fabulous woman, tried to reason with them, tried to talk to them, was incredibly distressed because Reese was screaming, and it was incredibly distressing. And to see Reese.
Can I ask you, just so that we get a timeline here, Leontine, did you witness Mr. Richards offer any form of resistance to the police?
No, absolutely not. I think I wasn't there right at the beginning,
No.
but he told me he was trying to be helpful. I think he actually told them in which direction they'd run.
Yeah.
I wish you could find the clip of the actual interaction with the neighbor. I don't know if you. I'll see if I can find it and send it. But if you watch the clip, like Nana was saying, the person catches it from the very beginning. You see the first officer run towards him with the spray. You see that. At no point in time does he try to resist. No. At no point. He didn't even have a chance to resist because he was pepper sprayed and flung to the ground. He didn't have a chance to resist.
On seeing, like, so for the officer, he's running because that's the direction that the boys have run in, and he's just stopped at the first person he's seen and started on him. And that was basically his reaction. So you haven't even assessed. You haven't even, like, that he's saying they've gone that way. You haven't even looked to see if you see two figures running. Yeah, he was like, it was you.
Yeah,
instantly. So even if we can take it as you haven't been racially profiled, that officer's judgments are off and should be at least some type of punishment for not doing your job properly. At the best case, because you're shit at this. If you have no wherewithal, you have no sight, you cannot control yourself to just even be thinking, how would these guys be bolting and stop so suddenly with bags? Like that in itself is a problem. Yeah, it's a problem that you thought that, and then you attack somebody that is literally just standing on the same street. That is basically what you did, and then other people came in and attacked him further. And then you've got his mum screaming. I cannot imagine. I literally cannot imagine this. When I first heard about it, I was literally in tears. Just like, if I witnessed that, my sons or my nephew are that close to my house, and I'm trying to reason with police, like, you have absolutely got the wrong person. But not only that, you're not listening to me. You're hurting my child. Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
He's screaming.
And that's that, you know, that power that police have, where they know you can't do anything. So, because you know, the minute you step in, you're also on the ground too. You're also getting arrested. Yeah. And so there's that level, that power play. It's so mind-disturbingly horrible to be in that situation where you can see the police doing wrong. And I think someone said about George Floyd and, you know, watching an injustice be done. It's so And then when you're, especially if you're coming from a marginalized community, you're coming from a black community and seeing that happen, it's like, no, someone said it again, you can't catch a break. Black people can't catch a break. And yes, this shit happens in the UK. Whoever said I'm surprised. It happens in the UK.
It happens every day. I personally know a friend of mine who I went to school with, her brother was killed by the police. They basically sat on him until he lost his breath. So it happens here. You just don't hear about it as much. And you know, they don't have guns. Regular police don't have guns.
Luckily.
That's a lucky
because
the ones that do have guns, the ones that do have guns have often used them. Look at what's his name again?
What caused the riots?
No, that was one thing. Chris, thank you very much. Chris Cabba. Look at him.
I mean, it's if our police were armed, like standardly, like America, it would be the same. It'd be exactly the same rates. We would be marching in exactly the same way. But even that, we have a few killings with armed police, and the majority of the killings that they do, the person isn't armed.
Yeah.
And that's still now when they kill somebody, they're not armed. So you can only imagine if the police force were actually armed, they'd be killing people left, right, and center.
Yeah, it's the racism, the systemic racism over here is the same as America. We're just a smaller point, and like because America's the epicenter, as we keep saying, the reason why sometimes we have so much American news is because we get that fed to us. We were affected by George Floyd in the same. We were marching for George Floyd in the same way, but we had our own stuff going on. We had riots. Why am I forgetting his name? Chris, was it not Chris?
No, Chris Cabba, but there wasn't riots. There it was. Wasn't it Marlon? Someone?
No, Mark Duggan. Sorry,
Mark Duggan. That's it. Mark Duggan
by the police.
We had the London riots.
We had riots. We had UK-wide riots to protest that. So we have it over here. It just doesn't translate in the same way across overseas. That's all. We just don't.
And it's PR because it's like Mark Duggan getting gunned down like that. They came along straight away with he's a gangster, he's a gun, all of that spin. So even that, there was so much unrest. It was, if they had treated the family better, there probably wouldn't have been those riots.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they were so nonchalant and not even telling the family anything.
Yeah.
It's like, the family was known in Tottenham. So they're not going to have it. Like, you can't just kill somebody's son and kind of be like, you guys got to deal with that.
And even with Chris Cabba, how they killed him, and it was like put like very close up. They knew they'd been following him, and then they killed him. It was like mistaken idea, whatever the hell it was, but they shouldn't have done it. They then tried to criminalize him. Oh, well, he's a known criminal. So, that's why we did it. But it's not.
Yeah,
it was.
They did that to George Floyd as well, innit? They tried to write him off as a drug addicts. But
do you remember when they killed the guy on the train?
Oh my God!
Over here.
Oh, I know his name.
I know his name. They killed the guy on the and he wasn't even the right person.
Menendez.
Menendez, and he was
there. You go.
I always remember him when I'm going to Brixton. I always think of that guy going about his own business. Yes, Jean-Charles Menendez.
Nothing to do with anything.
It just hurts my heart. Like you're just doing your thing that day. Like you woke up, did your thing, and then they just killed you, just like that.
It's bad. It's really very bad. So that's definitely news, and it happens over. Just if for nothing else,
he still hasn't released the he still hasn't received the body cam footage.
Body cam footage.
They won't release it to him.
Yeah.
Okay. The likelihood of him getting justice. The thing is, realistically, if he wasn't an actor, didn't have Brenda, we would not hear of this.
No. It could be worse for him.
This shit happens all the time, and
my nephews have been caught like this.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
And there's nothing you can do. That this has happened to them multiple times.
Because as the caller said, it wasn't until Brenda said this is going to be on Loose Women tomorrow, then they started to ease up. So it wasn't that they were going to continue.
Yeah, they would have arrested him definitely, and they would have charged him with something. They would have tried to, because they probably would have aggravated him and then been like to get him on a resisting arrest hit a police officer. They would have tried to pin a charge on him.
Have you seen them do it? Do you remember the mother that was trying to get on the bus?
Yes.
And she was with her kid and she was trying to get on the bus, and the police basically used brute force on this woman because they were saying that she was trying to evade the fare, a fucking £1.10 travel fare.
That's what I always am so not bemused, like so bewildered by that. Yes, if someone's armed and there's some big threat, doesn't excuse, but okay, fair enough. But when it's over things like George Floyd, he might have stolen something from the shop, a corner shop. This woman might have cheated her. She might have allegedly not paid her fare. Does that then result in brute force? It's like we've said it before. Like, what is the gauge of the situation? Do you have to follow through? I know people say it's the quotas. They've got to get that arrest to fill quotas because police departments are struggling, and it happens over the UK. So they've got to fulfill their quotas so that they get money for the department the following year or whatever, whenever the budgets are in. But really, I swear something else has happened as well, over a couple of pounds, and then someone's been harassed and brutally beaten.
Wasn't there a guy as well in the UK that was paralyzed by the police?
Oh yes. Yeah. They beat him and then they kind of like slummed him into the van, and they think at that point.
Jordan Walker Brown. So Jordan Walker Brown was paralyzed by the police, and then they got found not guilty.
Yeah, was it they broke his back or something? It was like the sheer force. I mean, this is the thing. It's like my cousin that passed. He had a tumor, and it was probably like a slow growing tumor. And then he got arrested and was beaten severely. And my dad tried to fight this case for so long, just like that. The beating did a disruption on the brain tumor. This was the link that he was trying to do, but they managed to get away with it.
Of course.
But it was like after that beating, obviously it was so bad, the beating, he had to go to hospital anyway. And then they found the tumor, and it was like it was growing excessive because he had blood on the brain from the beating. Is how they found the tumor. Yeah, he didn't. How long did he last after that? Maybe 2 more years. And then he passed, and it was like they do this shit. But Kentish Town Police was known for this, and Holloway Road Police Station as well.
Yeah, Holloway Road.
If they caught a black boy, they would take him around. There was like parts where our college was, and it was a bit industrial back then. They would take them there and like beat them up in the van, and then just dump you near Camden. It was known. It was literally like if you get caught by Holloway Road Police, it's long. They will beat you. Yeah,
I remember hearing that because I had a boyfriend that was from North London. I remember hearing that shit.
It was everybody was like fearful. It'd be like if they catch you, it's not you're just getting arrested or searched. You're getting in a van and they're gonna beat you up. Mad times.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm sure he should sue and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, we can carry that on. He's just lucky that he has some status.
That's it, because we wouldn't, like you said, Nana, we wouldn't have heard about it.
That's the thing. Okay, so my news story is just an update. We spoke about it. It's not nice. There's an update on the
It's 22 hours.
Yes, it is. It's an update on the French husband who raped his wife. The trial has started in France, and his name is, I've got a picture of him, I think, the artwork of him. 71-year-old Dominique Pellicot has admitted, he's on trial now, and he's admitted to all the charges, including drugging and orchestrating the abuse of his now ex-wife, Giselle Pellicot, over a period of more than 10 years. He faces accusations of drugging his wife with sedatives to render her unconscious, recruiting and allowing 50 men to rape her while she was sedated, filming the assaults and sharing them with others online. He has admitted to everything. Among the 50 co-defendants, only 15 of them are admitting to doing what he's saying, whilst the rest deny the charges, claiming they were unaware the acts were non-consensual. Some argued they believed they were participating in an erotic game, and then others said they didn't believe that they didn't know they were being filmed. He filmed thousands of videos of the assaults, which were instrumental in identifying the 50 men now and 50 men on trial. So he has said during this trial, I am a rapist like the others in this room. They all knew, they cannot say the contrary. He said she did not deserve this. I asked for forgiveness, even though it is unacceptable. I tried to stop, but my addiction was stronger. The need was growing. I loved her well for 40 years and badly for 10. The only person I ever manipulated was my wife. He denies accusations of drugging or abusing his daughter after semi-naked photos of her were found on his laptop. He's saying, I can look my family in the eyes and tell them that nothing else has occurred. Giselle, his ex-wife, has said, for 50 years, I lived with a man who I would have never imagined could be capable of this. I trusted him completely. She has the horror of discovering that she has memory gaps, hair loss, and other symptoms she feared were signs of Alzheimer's or a brain tumor, which were actually side effects of the drugs given to her by her husband. And there's been like demonstrations and stuff in support. I just wanted to give you that update. So he's on trial now. So at the very least, he's on trial. And there's no way he's busting that case. And it's 50 men talking about, we didn't know it was non-consensual.
She's literally drugged out of her mind. Like, what type of shit is that? No, crazy.
Wow. Wow. Imagine you've been with a man for so many years and then he just does this.
It's so disgusting.
50 men, she's got memory loss. Like, she's never going to be the same person again.
It's so gross.
How? Because it's bad enough.
These type of things. Sorry, I was just going to say, see these type of things. I know you shouldn't promote violence, but see these type of things. Yeah, these type of things make me really want to take someone out.
Yeah. Easily to kill that person. Definitely. He's lucky he didn't. But I mean, he'll go in forever, won't he?
He has to.
Yeah.
They didn't they only know about his crime because they arrested him for one thing and found out evidence on his laptop. Yeah. Yes, they arrested him for upskirting.
So he was just on a lane of depravity, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Going through all of the things. And he's saying it's 10 years. I don't believe it for a second that it's just been in 10 years that he went so far down this line of depravity.
Yeah, maybe it's 10 years since he started recording it in this way.
Yeah.
My thing is, like, it's a 50.
His daughter-in-law, his actual daughter, Ronald, he was taking pictures of.
Why have you got pictures of your daughter semi-naked or whatever? Why?
Horrid.
30 man.
It's the 50 men and only 15 are admitting, or there's what's the math? 35 that are saying they didn't know and they thought it was consensual and they thought it was part of erotic sex game.
That's who they found. There's still 40 more or over 40 people that they can't find them. So they have images of these people, but they can't find them. They don't know where they are. So this is how you can't say you thought this was a game. Like the methods that he was telling them, like don't talk, don't wear any aftershave, that suggests like what kind of game is this? Like she is knocked out, you're doing shit with her, you've got to leave the yard. That's not a game. She is not consenting to anything.
And even if she's like not even unconscious, she's heavily drugged. So you know her behavior. I don't know the drugs that were used. That will be unfolded in the trial. But you can't tell me that she wasn't cognizant. She wasn't normal. Like she was normal. You're going to be slurred, slow, maybe overly compliant. It's not normal. Yes, William Smith, go. There will be some happy stories. I'm sorry. But yeah, it was just because we spoke about it. Yeah, we've been in a deep space.
Let's move on to some happy stories.
All right. So
should we get into some nonsense?
Yeah, let's nonsense.
Okay, she's a nonsense. It's Amber Rose. And bring up Amber Rose is out here being an absolute idiot again. So it's twofold of a story. For one, she is being like Trump's kind of validator that actually, it's a part of Haitian culture to eat cats and dogs. Like she is the fountain of black knowledge on all and knows what everybody does in their yards. There's that. And then it's been leveled that she may have been having an affair with Iman.
Yes, I saw.
I will get the picture.
Get the picture up, yeah.
Man. And you know what?
Oh,
I was like, where did that come from? And then Tiana Taylor's brethren has come and said, I've been keeping it quiet. Now I'm going to talk the thing, because she said that last year she spotted, I think she said that she spotted them together or spotted them talking loudly or yeah, that's it.
Do you want to read it?
Yeah. This is so funny to me. So D Asian, who is Tiana Taylor's good bestie, let's say that, this is so funny to me, because when we were on that boat on New Year's Eve, you and your friends villainized me for peeping the sneaky shit that was going on while Tiana and her kids were on that same boat. And I was right. This proves my point. Then you want to be crying a river on that girl phone the next day. My friend has been nothing but graceful this whole time, but you played a effing game. Tiana, I'm sorry that I got this deep, but I'm tired of taking the high road. You've done everything in your power to save this man and his image. At Amber Rose, I wish you would deny it for these blogs, because I recorded the whole conversation. I guess I wish you would deny it for these blogs, because I recorded the whole conversation. And y'all making excuses about him being single, but he was good and married when this shit started. Corny AFF. The fuck.
And this is him with her.
Are they?
I'm so disappointed in him.
So
me too.
Of all the women to do shit with, Amber Rose, really? Is that where we're going from? Tiana to Amber Rose?
Listen. And Amber Rose is trash right now.
Oh, Will Smith, they were on the BET show together, weren't they? They were, yes, he was on that as well. On College Hill, when she got bust up by Jocelyn.
Do you think it started then?
It could have.
Oh, Jocelyn did beat her up, but she needed to beat her.
Like, imagine, you know, like, I was really like, because I watched it, I see Iman on Chi-Town. I was like, okay, you broke. I don't know. You can never have faith, and this is what you're doing, dude. And it's like and if you know what the joke of the matter is, women will get gunned for being away with their vagina in any way capacity. And we kind of we're like, no, we're empowered by vaginas or whatever. But men are always like, you can't wife a chick like that. So if that's the line, that's why you can't believe anything these people say, because they will get with anything. They'll give all this big and like, my woman has to be wholesome and good and not do all this. Amber Rose is possibly the poster child for not being the person that you want to parade with. But here you go, leaving your missus and family for this chick.
For this chick who's been spouting some fucking shit of late. She's just, she's the Republican poster child. Getting paid by Trump. Do you know what I mean?
Unless he's spiraling. Maybe he's spiraling. I'm not giving an excuse. Maybe he's going up off his rocker. I don't know. Why?
Destiny Love says it's been going on for a while. Yes, they were on College Hill together, but the rumors was that she was linking Ray J.
Oh, get out of town.
Brethren.
Online account. This is not a race-specific show. News and nonsense. News and nonsense affects everybody, and we take stories that affect everybody. That's why she's the topic of chat. But if she went with Ray, I mean,
she fleets between the two. Sometimes she says that she's a black woman. Sometimes she says she's not. But she goes back and forth.
That's what Jocelyn took umbrage with.
Yeah. I mean, nonsense, to be fair. This is absolute nonsense. And bun you, Iman Schrumpet. Your name's even silly, to be fair. Schrumpet. Okay. So can I just say, this is a quick one. Tupperware is filing for bankruptcy. And I'm sorry, I know it's silly. Tupperware is filing for bankruptcy. It's going out of business. It's too expensive.
Their shit.
So everybody's not using.
I get the actual firm, because I think back in the 90s, I remember my mum having a set of actual Tupperware.
Tupperware's not a thing. Tupperware,
like Pyrex.
Yeah.
Tupperware, the iconic US food storage brand, has filed for bankruptcy after struggling with declining sales and competition from cheaper alternatives. The 78-year-old company is seeking court approval to sell its business while continuing operations. Tupperware became famous in the 1950s thanks to Brownie Wise, who pioneered the Tupperware party sales model, where women hosted social gatherings to sell the products.
Do we have a picture of it?
Yeah, we do. Despite
Is it called fast food?
That's called no. Sorry, it's called Tupperware. No, or did I? No, not fast food. That's an actual story on fast food. Oh no, did I not download it?
It's okay.
But yes. So anyway, despite attempts to modernize, Tupperware has faced financial difficulties worsened by rising costs and changing consumer habits. CEO Lorianne Goldman noted that the company's financial position has been severely impacted by the broader economic environment. You lot, aunties, are not buying Tupperware. They're using what are you
right, I'm not buying Tupperware. I'm buying containers, or I'm keeping containers, or I'm stealing. Let me tell you the truth. I'm actually stealing containers from my mum's house. That's
basically is how it goes.
That's that.
But also, I'm not paying for it. I'm going to get it from the pound shop. You know, you get like a bunch for how much from the pound shop if you know you're going to have a party. Or you take the ice cream tub or the butter tub. It's just
so black.
Look how much this shit is. Yeah. Are you crazy? £15.
50.
That's why you've gone out of business.
Come on.
£15 for how many? For how many?
I ain't paying that for containers. Nah.
No.
And especially now you can get the ones that have got like the air pockets in the middle. Like my mum buys these ones and they've got the air thing.
Which one?
Do you not know? They've got the air thing at the top of the lid.
I don't know what you mean.
So that when you're in it goes round and then the microwave so that you, because obviously it can go if you don't have air.
So it doesn't do that explosion.
No, this is why they've gone out of business. They're like, how long did they last for? What was it? 78 years.
8 years.
That's a good run.
That's a good run. Well done.
A good run.
That's good, but I never even had the.
And that's £15.50 for the small one.
That's what I was thinking. Like the A.
What do you mean? Even the biggest one?
Not for the whole set. Wait, not for the whole set. Shut up.
No, the small one is E. That's £6.
Look at that.
This is
add it up. So £6 plus D.
Oh, okay.
Plus D.
But
is
not
what?
the set. So
£16 for two so far.
D was
what?
We are now on £37. We are on £38 so far. Yeah, £38.
B.
We are now on £65 so far. What the hell are you talking about? So you want me to spend £92.50 on this?
Listen. I can get a meal from the local West Indian shop, the local Caribbean shop, and keep the containers afterwards.
Listen, do you know how many times we buy Tupperware in this house? I'm like, my daughter, where the hell are the lids? The lids get eaten by whatever animal that comes in your kitchen at night. I've lost so many lids, and you want me to lose?
You know where it is in my house? Should I tell you where it is in my house? It's the opposite. Because if I go in my cupboard now, all I've got is lids.
Yeah.
Containers. I've got a lid of every size. Where's the container?
Yeah, same. It's a bit of both. Sometimes it's like we go container heavy. Yeah. Somehow the containers go, and then it's lid heavy. At the moment, it's lid heavy. The point is, I have never bought any of this stuff. They are all from other people. I am literally a Tupperware thief.
Yeah, I think I bought Tupperware once from IKEA. Yeah, about 20-something years ago. Since then, let me tell you, my Tupperware is even my mum's that she eventually decides that she doesn't want back because she knows I've probably not used it in the same way and with respect that she does. Or it's from the takeaway shop.
You're right, Shad. They better be magic containers that refill themselves because you need to be that.
Mate, I literally have not purchased anything. People now come with warnings like, you better give it back to me. And you just think,
listen,
let's not play that game.
My
you know,
sister even knows to come here with her own containers when she wants food. She comes with her own shit.
But that's the thing. Like, listen, I will every so often because I'm getting frustrated because we like to, because you know when you cook in the big pots and then your fridge is full of big pots and there's no space. So we like to decant into, so every so often I'll do maybe once a year. I'll be like, all right, let's go and get a stack of, they look so pretty, they're nicely stacked. And then you know, for a second, you're like, yes, let's put them back in order. My Tupperware, my fake Tupperware cupboard is full of all sorts of shit going on.
Listen.
That £100 for 5.
No way, it's not happening. One time I was so vexed with my brother, my brother came to my house, And my mum said to me, when you're leaving, take my Tupperware. Yeah. When I came home, I must have had about one thing left in the cupboard. I rang him and I was like, are you mocking me? Where's all the stuff?
Took all of it.
That's the fucking beauty of family. Like, you've got to argue about containers. You can't, like, this, you're not borrowing now my £15. Get out of my house. You're not touching my £30.
These containers aren't even getting used. If I spent this on containers, you know, like the Le Creuset things.
Yeah, Le Creuset.
Yeah, you know, you put them on top of your cupboards for decoration. My Tupperware would be on top of the cupboard for decoration. They'd be like the towels that are in my cupboard upstairs that no one's allowed to use.
Yeah,
be like that.
Have you, hold on, so you've got, you know, like there was, because I remember at my mum's house, the first, like our old house, when we had the crockery that no one was allowed to touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember she had one, and I think they're all in Ghana now. She had this really nice, well, I don't know if I saw it now, it probably looked like chintz and shit, but back in the day, it's like, it was so marbly, and it was like, she probably bought it from Harrods, and it was like, it's so beautiful. I think maybe once or twice it came out for Christmas. And then
that was always the Christmas bits. Did you guys ever have the knives and forks and stuff that was in a suitcase?
Yeah.
I hated that shit because you'd have to, like, each year you wash it, you pack it in, and then you got to take it out, wash it, have it just for Christmas, and then it goes all the way back in there. I hate that. Is why I consume everything so quickly. Like all of that. It's the same with alcohol. It's like my mum would always have champagnes that only came out for Christmas.
Yeah, and then when you bust
I
them,
can't do that shit now.
When you bust them, they taste awful.
Yes. Just drink the thing. You don't even know if you're gonna make it to Christmas. About we're saving it.
Not my mum, because my mum will drink alcohol like me. But my gran, he would have that shit in and it was a special cupboard that had like the key. Like, you know, the cabinet, and it's got the drinks bit. And it had a key, and then you go in, and it'd be all these bottles of alcohol. Do you know what my cousin used to do? He used to take the key, and then he used to, like, not the champagne, but let's say the brandy. He would drink it slowly and then top it up with like water and stuff.
Oh,
I remember when I was a kid, but it was generally vodka. Just because it was white, it was clear in it, so you'd like just top up the vodka as it was going along.
Yeah,
I wonder if they ever knew.
My gran found that, but years later, not years, but like, you know, like when it comes to, oh, let's drink this now, and then it's like,
to be fair, I do love this type of this thing that I had to bring up.
Why is this £5,000? No, our ones came from Mr. Ali, and I swear it was like £120 that my mum would pay him £10 a week to pay.
No, I want one of these though. I want to terrorize my grandkids with like, don't touch Granny's special stuffs. I want to have that.
I don't know if I'm ever going to be. I don't know if I could ever spend £5,000 on cutlery.
I'm never spending £5,000.
I'm not going to.
There's going to be so much more.
I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. But I just like the idea. If someone donated one to me, I would like the idea of having.
I'm not doing that.
Responsive.
I could see that only using certain plates at Christmas. Like even the other day, my mum's a I'm gonna buy 2 of everything type of person.
Yeah.
So, they were cleaning out the shed, and she's got like Christmas plates, like really nice ones, not like granny ones, but really nice ones. And her and my stepdad were like, "Oh, do you want these?" So I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take them," because I don't. There's certain things that I don't buy. You know, like I haven't bought plates for decades. My mum buys me them things. But
I do like a plate set. I have delusions of grandeur. I'm definitely, when I get to redo the flat and everything, I'm going to buy a very special, because I walk around like Selfridges or Harrods, and I do love the kitchen section.
Yeah.
I love the plates. I love the knife sets. But the only thing I won't do, because you won't be restricted from using them, but you might be a little bit. Maybe on Sundays we could use it.
No, that's what I mean. I get it. No, I get it.
I cannot do that. I can't do it in life with lots of things. Like, you know, that delayed gratification.
Yeah, body game.
It is my biggest thing. I can't. So if I did spend $5,000, you're not going to know, because it's going to be in the same shit as everything else.
All the stuff from IKEA.
Yeah, I would just tell you, like, no, these ones, they're the $5,000 ones, but we're all using it. I can't
lie. Like, I'm quite, if I was to show you my cupboard now, I feel to actually show you my cupboard now. But if you know what I'm like, I'm quite like, I'm very like, it looks like a shop. So
Yeah.
if you go, like everything is in order, like my glasses are the right level, the plates are, it's super organized. It looks like a shop, yeah, and it bugs me when someone comes and they put something out of place. I always know someone's gone into my cupboard.
But my cupboard's not organized. Mine's very
So, but they're within my cupboard.
I need space.
I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah,
I feel to show you lot, but within my cupboard, there are glasses that bother me if people come to my house and they use them. It's like
there's certain things.
See, that would be the thing that I would do. That would literally be the thing I would do. I'm always that person. They'll be like, that's the special one. I'm going to be like, oh, pretty. And I would use that.
And that's what's happened. And then people have broke them and it frustrates me.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't have me go in your cupboards.
No, my sister, when she comes, my sister has, and to bless her, she knows now. Like I have like a white kind of like plastic glass.
Oh, yeah.
He's allowed to use.
Okay.
I give you that.
I went to my
glass.
friend's house.
You're not allowed to use this one, Nana. You can't use that glass. You
and
break
I'll
it.
probably break it.
I have a set. It used to be set 4. It's now set 3.
No, I would break it.
Sad. I don't like that.
Types of glasses I try and avoid because I will kick it over or something. It's just that's a bit too fancy. I'm gonna break it. I went to my Jewish friend's house and I didn't know about the different sinks that they have.
Okay.
So she was like my first kind of Jewish friend that had that kind of thing. I just thought, wow, big house, 2 sinks. And we were eating loads of various different things. I just was placing things in every sink around her. She's like, no, that's is it like the milk one? That's the meat one. And I was like, what? You put different sinks for stuff? And then she had to explain it to me. I was so scared in her house afterwards.
Oh, no.
You have different chopping boards.
Yeah.
I didn't know. One that you use for meat.
You've got to have that. One for meat.
Yeah,
one
you
for
have to.
vegetables.
You have to. Yeah.
Like this is the type of shit. Like £500 for a plate. You're not touching it. And it's my fault.
Have you guys seen? Maybe not, because I think I'm the person that's obsessed with Friends. But have you guys seen the episode? There's an episode in Friends where Monica has these special plates that she got like for her wedding, and like everyone's like, "Let's use the special plates." So then she's using the plate. They're using the plates, and they're trying to cut. She's like, "When you cut, maybe just like hold the food in the air." Rather than scraping the plate.
Yes, that's oh my, it's too stressful. It's like, just give me paper stuff because I will break it.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So that's a bit of news actually, because Tupperware's, guys, go and buy some Tupperware.
Never.
Okay. You know who else is like gone?
Who?
These guys. Which
What's
is like
happening?
really sad. Okay, I'm gonna show ya.
Show us.
What's happening?
Who is it?
Sad times. TJ Fridays.
I mean,
really?
Well, administration. Yes, they put up all 87 restaurants are up for sale.
Wow.
Friday anymore.
But do you know what? A lot of, I don't know, I've made it sound like
their food shit though, man. Come on, let's be real.
The food. No, there was something that wasn't bad, but yeah, it got very. Yeah.
I think their food was only good. You know, when we was teenagers.
Yeah, we didn't know
when
better.
we first started going out to eat.
Yeah.
That's when you thought TJ Fridays was good. But
yeah, when it was like fresh and new, and they brought that kind of like American flavor.
Also, we were young. We were always young as well. So
that's what I mean. When you're young and you go there, you feel, oh yeah, look at me.
Yeah.
But it's just a shame. What was that? It's like 4,500 jobs at risk.
Wow.
The likelihood that somebody is going to take this up in this economy, I don't know if those jobs are surviving really, but it's a hard one.
So this globally, because if they got TJ Fridays in America, then what's the equivalent? They've got
TJ Saturdays.
Isn't it TGI? It's global, isn't it?
It's got another name though, isn't it, in America? Isn't it
TJI? You know, like TJ Maxx and TJ Maxx.
Oh no, it's TGI Fridays as well. I think it is
in America. Okay, so but it's the UK conglomerate that have gone into.
That makes sense though, because it might not translate anymore over here.
I mean, there's so much. I mean, I always found one in Leicester Square, and I just assume people are in there.
There's one in Wembley.
Yeah. I mean, the one in Westfields, it does well. It's busy.
What,
It's
Stratford?
just, yeah, in Stratford. It's
I didn't
you
know
know,
that was-
And there was one. Wasn't there one in Leicester Square?
Yeah, that's what I just said. I
Did
always
we go there for someone's birthday? I'm talking like eons ago, obviously.
Probably. But the thing is, a lot of shops. Look, when I go to Westfield in Shepherd's Bush, it's amazing how many units are closed.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, I'm waiting for the day they say Westfield and White City is going to go, because unless there's a lot of units and no one's talking about it. I haven't seen, every so often I kind of Google because I really want to have a news story so we can talk about it. There are so many, and I don't know how Stratford.
It's expensive.
But Stratford's got, I guess, it's got different shops to Westfield. Westfield's always presented as a bougie one. The Village in Westfield's literally only got like 3 or 4, 5 stores in it that I guess can like Prada, Gucci, and Tiffany. But there's a lot of other stores that have closed in the Village part of Westfield.
I think you hit the nail on the head there, because the Westfield in West London, that one is like a higher end.
Yeah,
it started off anyway.
Yeah,
as a high. Remember, they didn't have a McDonald's in there.
Yeah, now
ever.
And
now they've got McDonald's. Like even the Burger King's gone in there. I've noticed, but it's
kind
of like coming along. Yeah, Burger King's gone. It's
shit.
like it's coming along the same way. It's getting along the same lines of Stratford, and I think they probably have to, because COVID really did a number on High Street, didn't it? And all that stuff. So people stopped really going out to these kinds of shops.
But that's what they say. It's not even COVID. It
wasn't COVID before.
Money isn't circulating.
That's right.
And luxury brands are not talking about how many people are not buying their shit. So they tried to do the same type of thing in Hackney. They kicked out all of the warehouse workers, all of the industrial workers and they called it Hackney Walk. And they had matches there. They had Joseph's. They tried to make it like, oh, this is going to be, somehow we're going to make Hackney the bougie part of London, and people are going to travel down to come and luxury shop. It's literally empty. Every single unit, there's 10 units there. Not one shop survived because people ain't got money. Exactly. They ain't got money like that. But you don't have the working class in a chokehold like they thought they did, like before, when you were striving to be in Versace and shit like that. It's like those days of using all of your money to get crazy mosh have gone. People buy a whole load of shit from Shein and rock the hell out of that, and they don't care.
The time when I saw that like designers don't mean shit, it's when Boohoo became something that people weren't, because I look at okay, no disrespect, guys. If you want to sponsor us, sure. But I looked at Boo, Shein, and all those brands that we're like, these are just like cheap online brands. But you've got big name celebrities pushing those lines.
Yeah.
So what the hell about what? Yes, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, all those type of things. They still have a market, but they're not, as you say, people aren't dying for them. But also that aside, because people do still like designers and stuff. The high street, how are you paying rates for somewhere that is like you're paying more rent than your profits?
Exactly. Westfield's expensive.
Because the way I know that Gucci and Prada have money, because Westfield, you walk through the entrance that you come in, you walk past them to go through to the main part of the Westfields. That shop can be empty the whole freaking day. One person go in and you're still there. All the other shops are shut down.
That's why I don't believe it. I think so many of these things is literally just money laundering, but with a high ticket. Like, so they're so empty, it cannot be sustainable. But they sustain all around the world. Nobody can't tell me what's the parent company, LMVH.
Yeah,
I think they're probably like the biggest drug dealers in the world.
Allegedly.
Like, there's just no way, allegedly. These are my thoughts. Like, sue me if you want £5, like, because that's all I got. Like, it's realistically, it doesn't make any sense. The shops are always empty. They're fully staffed. You've got all of these factories churning out shit for you. There's no way. It's not happening.
The CEO of was it Shyne, the former boss of Shein, that said he's returning because he said things have gone to shit, so he's coming to straighten it out. So I don't know. Pretty Little Thing, is that what it was?
Yeah, Pretty Little Thing.
But yeah, you can't compete with the fast market. The fast market needs to change, but there's no way. Like, it's a shame because Westfield, it's my local shopping center, so I go there like for what I need. But what I don't like the idea of is it's going to be so expensive that all the shops are going to go and then it's going to shut down. And then that just, for me, is an inconvenience. That means everyone used to go to West.
I think we're very far off of all of Westfield shopping.
I mean, they'll probably save it, and
I think what's, especially with the extensions and all that stuff, I think there are some staple shops that are going to be there. It's the smaller shops that are struggling, and they're going to have to rethink West London anyway, are going to have to rethink the types of shops that they're allowing to be there and the types of rents that they're attracting, because you can't just be like, we're just going to be bougie. Stratford,
I don't know why they thought
is more successful because it has every type of shop, all type of shop inside there. Whereas
it will turn like that. It will go to that way.
But the only thing is, it might do. But then, that's it. Because also, I believe that whatever allegedly, whatever they're doing, the smoke and mirrors of keeping businesses like that, just for the facade of it all, they'll do something to keep it. I don't think it'll go, but in that respect. But also, when you get in and the rents are too high, because who wants to waste money? Because that's why you've even got.
But I also do think you've got to look at what's happening around Westfield. Like Westfield, in terms of housing.
Yeah.
So there is a new city that has been created in housing around there. Like something's happening with funding along that way.
Yeah.
So whether or not it's the people that are going to be living in there, not that all of them are going to be full, but whether it's the people or not that are going to be living there that are now going to have, that's their local shopping centre, isn't it? Are you going to open more? Huh?
No, go on. Sorry.
I was going to say, are they going to open more supermarkets? Are they going to do more of that kind of stuff as opposed to all these kind of high-end shops that they had in there before? I think they have to change what they're thinking.
That could be a thing.
There's not even that many shops left to kind of put in there because they've got the standard that it's going into, because Shein, they don't have like storefronts and all those places. So what other brands are there left to even go in there to can be bothered to have a shop? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. But yes,
they have.
Yeah.
Oh, they got okay.
Yeah, they didn't to begin with, but when they did the Westfield extension, they didn't have a McDonald's, they didn't have a Primark, they didn't have any of that stuff. But when they did the Westfield extension, that's when they put in the Primark and what else?
They'll do all of it. They'll
do everything. All
be like Stratford. It will just be like Stratford.
It will definitely become like Stratford.
Yeah.
And then
they're not going to get rid of it. It's like West London has needed a shopping
centre. It's the biggest one in Europe. They're not getting rid of it.
No.
Cara, you're right. This is why the pedestrianisation of Oxford Street is bullshit. Did they haven't done that yet? Like when they were going to get rid of the cars and just have it as a walkaway.
Yeah, they make it so hard to drive around there.
Yes, it's awkward as hell.
So that does kill a high street. This is a thing with planning. I'm always like, who is doing this? Because it has to be aliens. Like if you can drive somewhere and park up and shop, you're gonna go there, innit?
Yeah.
But when they stop that, you're not going to shop as much. You're not gonna think, I'm gonna go Oxford Street and like let's say do all of my Christmas shopping there, when you can't take your car. And I'm not gonna bop on a bus or the train with a whole load of bags because I'm gonna get jacked. So you don't go, so you shop online. It's like it doesn't.
It's congestion charge. You got to pay if you go there. If you live, outside of London, you won't drive there because then you've got to pay the the ULEZ fee. Then you've got to pay for parking around there, and parking around there is ridiculous. So, and then there's all these one-way systems that you go down one road and you can't go anywhere, and you end up somewhere else completely. It's a nightmare.
So, Stamara 2011 says, "Good evening, just coming home from work. Hi. They hope you had a good day at work. They were also closing TGI Fridays here in the US, and malls are dying because the rents are too high."
See,
global.
What you're saying. Yeah.
And then Yvonne saying Sadiq Khan announced it again this week. It's definitely going ahead. The pedestrianisation of Oxford Circus. Cara is saying, and this is very true, nobody went to Westfield to buy luxury because you know what? You're going to go down to get designers. You want to take a trip to Oxford Circus on Bond Street. Because then I guess
you're just going to go to, it's like, who thought that? Who thought, you know what, folks are going to go to White City?
And it's the whole zone of it as well. It's the village. It's like, all right.
There's nothing wrong with having that. But it's just like, Duluth, who did you think was in that area?
I suppose they looked at Holland Park.
They did.
I suppose they looked at Notting Hill. It's not that people aren't in that area.
They're going to go to Knightsbridge.
They could do. But I'm saying, like, in their heads, they thought, oh, well, there's loads of rich people here. Why wouldn't we do that? We're going to send them here. We'll create it.
Destiny, what are you saying? Sadiq Khan is the alien. The point is to keep you at home. If you know, you know.
I even know what they're trying to do to us, but they probably are trying to do pod life.
Innit?
They lie and they say go out to work because the high street is dying. Like, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I saw that Next had gone as well from Oxford Street. I was so surprised.
I hate Next though.
You know, like the foundational one. I worked there when I was a teen.
I can't. I've never been able to shop
kids. Like uniform, don't fuck about.
I would say
Next is great for like your basics.
Yeah,
never when they're on a sale. Like I would only go and shop Next on a sale.
Uniform,
brilliant.
Even pajamas for kids.
Yeah.
I knew somebody that used to always should get up for the sale for Next, and I just never got it. And times and I think maybe once or twice I might have gone with her. And I was like, I just come out with nothing. Like for me, when Amma was growing up, it was H&M, and then for a uniform, it was a tradition to go to before she had the freaking posh uniform, we had to go to Peter Jones. Then it was Marks and Spencer's, but I never went to. I couldn't figure Next out, and I don't think I bought.
You need to go into Next before the sale, though.
I'm not going.
And that's the thing, because like working there, they jumble everything up, and because they're so flipping lazy, we used to have to mark all of the clothes 2 weeks before that was going on sale. So people that knew, they would just come in and take note of all of the things that they want. And then when they come to the sale, that's when when they're rushing, they know what they're after because they spied it in the shop before.
Okay.
So like the seasoned ones that did it, especially like the African aunties. Oh my God, the way they would come out with bags. They were
laundry bags. Laundry bags, mate.
Yeah. The Next sale was something. The Next sale was a big old event. Like
it was Boxing Day sale. Yeah.
Big
But you see how you feel about Next? That's how I feel about TK Maxx. I
same.
You if I've ever purchased anything, it stresses me out.
It is a stress in there.
You have to have time and patience. I have been in there once or twice, but after a while, I just can't.
I don't like the disorganization. You know me, I'm very scornful. It just looks like dirty and like everything's in with everything.
I know it is like a jumble sale, isn't it?
It is.
It's shift shop.
Dirty. It's bright. I don't like it. No.
But also, what I don't like, because I went there. Went there not long ago with my cousin, and she picked up some cute little bits. So that you have patience. I've definitely bought some great things from there once in a while, but I can't, it's not a routine. But what I don't like, again, is when we're being gypped in it, because how come these super designers find their way into TK Maxx? So why can't they just be that price? And what is this? This is just an oversell of stuff or an overmake of stuff that's been branded as this brand and put into TK Maxx as you're getting a designer still. And it's playing into this thing where we got to be.
I mean, don't designers always they do stuff as well where it doesn't ever make it into the main market of them? Like we know people that works. We know a person that works for a very big designer brand and has a very big job. I will not name no names, but that's what they do as well. They have a whole bunch of things that don't make it to the shop floor.
Yeah.
So all that shit they got to put it somewhere.
Because designer, bullshit. The designer shit is a scam. Like, I'm not going to deny I like high fashion. I do love fashion, but you also know it's a fucking scam. So the only thing you can go on for me, it's not necessarily about the brand, it's the way it's made and if I like it. Because if I get caught up in the labeling of it all, it's just a bunch of shit and you're being taken for a ride. Not to discount designers who've got an eye and really create wonderful pieces. I know there's a thing there for actual makers, but the whole thing of making you feel like you're better because you've got a name brand on your back, that's a crazy, mad thing.
You know what the craziest thing is when you actually go through factories and you see them being made side by side. That's why I will never fall for it. And that was from a kid. One of my mum's first factories used to make a lot of the haute couture stuff that would go into Selfridges, as well as the things that would go into CNA. Same machinists, same cutters, same fabrics. Some stitches you would do a little bit more for the ones that were going into Selfridges. The other stuff that were going into CNA was just simple stitches. And she would bring us stuff home. So I've always had that thing. And then just being in a house where we also, fabric. it loses its allure when
Yeah.
you know the roll that it comes off, the smell.
Yeah.
Wow.
Most of them are in places with rats. It's literally like it's such.
That's wild.
It's so false.
Yeah.
It's literally like, dude, it's just extra stitchings. Even the bag, it's like it's the same places where you're gonna get PVC being made, where there is Italian leather. Well, it's actually flipping Nigerian leather.
Nigerian leather, yeah.
That part.
It's all of that, but because they add on plaques and they add on bits so that it's like it's authentic, that it's from this designer, it's like it's all bullshit. It's the same.
That's like food, though. Like I know, if you look at food packaging, if you look at the back of it, where it's come from. Like if you went to Tesco and then you went to Lidl and then you went to Asda and you went to Sainsbury's, for example, there were certain things that you look at the back of it, like their own brands. It's made in the same fucking factory.
Yeah.
It's just got a different label on. It's just got different packaging.
It's just the stuff, because again, it's like we go into TK Maxx and feel like it's scornful, but then
it's more about how disorganized it is.
No, I know, but I'm just saying it's like exactly. But then if they just change the layout, it'll be a different experience.
Yeah, we would all shop in there.
They changed the layout. It was stressing out. And I love the
humiliation ritual that they're putting you through to get cute bits. It's like, can it not just be organized? Why do I have to feel like I'm in a second-hand shop?
It's like a jumble sale. Like
go into the store, like I go into like the food stores that I think are better presented. Then I'm like, I feel better about it, because there is like, I take a moment if I'm buying Tesco chicken, but I'll gladly buy Waitrose chicken, and we know that the chickens are walking in the same house. It's just like my brain goes.
Where did they tell us? But yeah, I do also, Cara. I blame Philip Green as well.
Yeah, for lots of things.
I do blame him. I do blame him, man. But at the moment, I saw a thing that Shein is now the biggest polluter.
Of course, it is
of fast fashion. They have now taken the reins of everybody. They are the biggest polluter.
So even when they're talking about charging for returns and things like that, because yes, I'm not going to blame just the influencers, but that kind of culture of like, I'm going to show and then send back just because I want to get like, that culture needs to slow down. It needs to kind of, let's figure it out now. Let's go back. Let's take it back, because it's gone too far. It's gone way too far, too fast.
It's actually crazy though when you see the piles of clothing that is around the world that gets dumped in places. So even one time, this trip, part of the market that we went to in Ghana, that's like the second-hand markets where people are buying the big bales of clothing from China, and they're just piled high of clothes, and it's like, no, there's not even enough people here to purchase all of this, and you're still buying, like it's all ending up in various parts of Africa. It's actually so sickening when you're around so much fabric and waste and wasted cotton, and just like, this is nuts. Like, how is the world even surviving this? And this is just one country. Now, if you did a tour around the place, you'd literally be like, we're insane. Like, humans have gone mad. What are we doing?
Because also there's always that, and I know it's the same for Caribbean as well. Like, you've got that barrel that gets sent home with clothes. Then you think, I'm just doing a good job. I'm going to give clothes, take clothes back and give it to people who need it. But then you go, because in Ghana, I don't know if you have the same in Grenada, Farrah, at the markets when you've just got rows and rows of shoes, rows and rows of secondhand stuff. And it's like, that's your job every day. I know you wake up every day, you set up your stall, how much are you selling? And it's just
the same.
Come back home, think, I've done it myself and I'm trying to stop it, because then it's like, you feel less guilty for throwing it away. So let's put it in that suitcase and send it back home. And then you can maybe give it directly to someone. But when you're just dumping shit, like even jumpers you're sending to Ghana or sending back home, it's like, what are you actually doing? And just to alleviate your guilt, but it's just going to a landfill somewhere in a country that doesn't need more pollution. Do you know what I mean? It's like, Jelly.
I don't even know how we could. So Lamara says, it isn't surviving. We are going to reach warming levels by 2032 that we can't reverse.
Yeah.
I keep on seeing it. I keep on seeing all of these things being said, and it's like, this is absolute insanity. Like, the literal amount of stuff that we can have and consume. It's crazy.
Got nowhere to go. Yeah,
it makes you feel. Well, you do feel like you have to keep up because, like, even when I think about the things when we do events and stuff like that, and that mindset where you have to kind of look good, you got to change clothes. I think maybe about 2 or 3 years ago when I had a really back-to-back run of doing Q&As for award season, and you feel compelled to like have a lot of stuff like look good every single time, and
it's not just look
repeat
good every single time. It's wear something different.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you got to wear something different. And there are some people who can, like, the infamous Steve Jobs will have his all black, but then it's like that's his uniform. So there's something in actually finding a signature look, especially when you're in the public eye, that okay, that's what they do. But in the meantime, trying to figure that out, you get caught up in it. And then it's like, okay, I've got a lot of stuff.
I know one woman, bless her, and I rate her for this, and I wish I was like this. But every awards do we go to, she's got the same dress on. Same dress, same earrings. And she looks bloody good. But every single time we're at an award show, she's got the same shit on.
Really?
And there's me, like, I'm not going to wear this time round, or I can't wear that.
Yeah, you've got to have the long enough gap.
And I think, because like I said, I do like fashion. I don't want to feel bad, but it's also what damage am I doing to the earth? There's also a woman I know, and but hers is wild. Every day it's the same dress. Like sometimes
she has just one dress
every day. I don't know if there's 6 of them.
You might have 7.
I don't know. But
8 when it's wash day.
Right. So I don't know, but all I know is that consistently it's the same. And I'm looking at her like, and she doesn't smell. Like like some people have odors. She does not have that.
Odors.
The same dress every day.
She's probably got loads of them. You know, like them people, those rich people, and they just have like
I don't know if she's
pairs of denim trousers, denim jeans, and they're all the same, and a white t-shirt, and it's all the same. And then every day you think they're wearing the same thing, and they're not. They just got loads of the same thing.
I wouldn't mind that. I actually wouldn't mind a uniform. I really wouldn't. I kind of like that in school. I hated own clothes day in school. So I was like, this is a hassle, and I've got to think about what I'm wearing. I'd prefer I just had a uniform. I could run like that, but I can't at this point be like, I'm going to wear the same thing all the time we're going out. I wish I had the confidence.
I don't have the confidence to do that. I just don't. I've got so many dresses that I've worn to one thing. And then, like you said, you wait for the time to go by.
Yes, and then it's like, oh, I can fling that out again now. Yeah. It's like being.
And then I put it on, and it don't fit, or I don't like it anymore.
Yeah, and there's honestly that, because a body gang saying I used to always have to buy something new for any event. I've now got to the point, finally, re-wearing an old outfit, but I'll switch it up between new and some warm bits. Yeah. It's that, and I think, I guess, you know what? If the world wasn't fucked, we wouldn't care. But because the world's fucked, now it's making me feel bad. I want to enjoy clothes because I like new looks. I like to look good. I love shopping and buying new things. I love it. But I'm just.
I don't actually. Now I've been really thinking. Now I'm over not sewing, so it's like I can sew again. I don't feel sick when I'm sewing. I'm thinking actually I'm just going to start cutting my stuff up like I did at school. And I'll rework what I have, and that will be my thing, because I genuinely don't really like shopping.
I hate shopping now.
No,
I hate it.
I really don't like it.
I actually do not like it now. That's why I will probably do a lot of stuff online, and I don't mind if I've got to send it back, and I don't mind if I have to pay a little bit to send it back either, because I actually do not like going into shops anymore. I find it annoying.
I like shopping. I don't mind, because I think I like shopping. I like to try on, and I've got used to it. It took me a long time to get used to online shopping. I was probably the last out of my crew to like, all right, I'll shop online. So I understand the benefits of that, but I don't mind. I go by myself. I don't really like group shopping, and it's maybe
I don't like group shopping.
I think that's a waste of
that gives time. Me so much anxiety, because when I was
in group shopping,
oh my god, I don't mind. I can go with one person, and we have to be on the same wavelength. There's one ex-friend, that's one thing. We had the same wavelength, so we go shopping, we're on a vibe together. You have to, so yeah. Other than that, I'll go by myself. I'll take 1,000 things in, and I'll just take my time to figure it out. So I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
The only time I like shopping is when I've got one brethren and he will say to me, come with him to go shopping, and I'll like be able to dress him like he's my grown-up doll. Like I'll make suggestions. Let's go in here. Let's get this. That's the only time, because we're spending his money and I'm dressing him like he's my grown-up doll. I enjoy that. But he's probably the only person that I don't mind going shopping with.
You haven't been shopping with me, Farrah.
I have been shopping with you.
You're a pain in the absolute arse.
Are you okay?
I have been shopping with you.
How am I paying?
You're indecisive. You have a look that you're going for that probably doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't exist.
Into loads of shops. Like, you are a pain in the ass.
It doesn't exist. No. It's in her head.
Like or it's unrealistic. So you're like, I want this type of thing, and it's like, dude, it probably isn't going to work on even the skinniest person's bodies. How you want fabrics to line up, it's like that doesn't exist.
Actually, me and your sister have a great conversation about that.
How many times do you have to go to Nan's?
I know. Is your sister here? I want my sister
to outfit. How many times do you need to do that? You go back and forth to Acquittals. How many times do you go back and forth to and have conversations and changes? And
do. I know it a lot.
And love you.
We make beautiful music together.
You do, but it takes a long time to get there. You absolutely do.
Guys, she is super annoying. Don't ever go shopping with AK.
Never.
Hold on. Like I said, if only I was still speaking to this person, me and her on a wave, we get it.
You probably leave each other in the shops and go about your business. And
no, we did well together. We actually did. That's one thing I would miss. Anyway, just back from the US, talk about overconsumption and waste. With walk-in closets, kitchens full of every appliance. Food waste is something else. I came home ready to declutter. That's Shaz J. Food. Are you guys wasteful with food? You buy and throw away? How do you?
I don't do that anymore. It's too expensive.
Okay.
It is expensive, but no, we do more smaller shops now because at a time it was getting like that. We were just throwing stuff out. Nah.
Hi guys. I'm just going shopping.
If we do that shopping,
I don't even know if you want to watch her shopping.
You're like, no.
Hold on. Okay. All right, it's fine. It's
like, do you remember when we used to play Would You Rather, right?
Yeah.
It's like a 4K physical version of Would You Rather, and she can't make a decision. It's like, it's this or that.
No, actually, no, you lot haven't. To be fair, you lot haven't been shopping. I know what I want, and when I get it, I get it. I will try on everything. I'm not that.
You know what? It's like we called her. My sister is in the chat.
Yay!
Fire from the sun. Write a little paragraph on what it's like making clothes for AK, please.
No, fire from the sun. Serious, Nana.
Sorry. Now I will read her what she said. Okay, so my sister says, when my mum died, I wore black for a year and only had 10 pieces of clothing. I can't believe I did a year in 10 pieces. Now my wardrobe fills me with dread. I took so much clothes. Yeah, she did. She kept it up. I think I managed to do. I said I was going to do 3 months, but I think I managed to do 2. And my other sister did a whole year as well, and I was like, I really can't do a whole year in black. Like it's too much. And then each time you get up and think, oh, I want to wear this, it's like, no, you got to wear back, and then you go back to, mum's not here. So it was a lot. So well done, thank you. Because
well done
honoring our mum. So thank you.
But okay. Cara is saying food goes off so quickly these days. How is the expiry date? 2 days away. Interesting.
True.
How?
Or it doesn't go off. It's like it's either or. Like, where's the mold? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, sometimes you'll have something in the fridge and you're expecting it to go moldy, and it's like, I've had that for 2 days. You go to it and it's like, it's been in there a week or whatever, and it's just fine.
I pay no mind before and use that.
I do that now with certain things.
Depending what it is, but I can't. But yeah, we cook in this house. There's less processed stuff in the house as well. So when it's going off, it's really going off.
Yeah, but even some of those things, because I cook. But even with some of those things, I take it with a pinch of salt now, especially because I don't do big old shops now. Like, back in the day before Cosy Living, you were able to go and do we'd have big baskets, trolleys of shops.
Honestly.
Yeah, that's full on 150
£100. I don't shop like that no more. I shop like, okay, I'm gonna cook this like today or tomorrow. I shop like that. So if I've got like certain things and it says best before or whatever, man's cooking that shit. I'm still here.
Yeah, I'll throw everything in a blender and make a soup. That's what I do.
I don't. But like when it's getting to that stage, Russell has to consume it. Maybe him or Jaja because their stomachs are very good. But I can just throw up. Like even the other day, it was on the day I think for the mince, made me sick.
Oh, you're sensitive.
It's like a little, it's very sensitive. If it's turning a little bit.
Sister.
Shame.
Sister.
ain't lying.
Sister. But we make beautiful. You have made the best outfits in the world. Under duress, I agree. But you have made me the best outfits in the freaking world. So I think it's all part of it.
Like, I'd hate to be your dressmaker.
I don't even know.
I'd have to walk away from you and tell you to fuck off.
You would.
Real talk.
You would. But hold on.
She has a lot of patience.
I am fussy. I know. I'm not saying I'm not fussy, but I do my fussiness in private.
Yeah.
How can I have a conversation with my dressmaker? No, I don't even call her my dressmaker. My sister. My sister from another mother and mister. How can I have a private conversation? We need to talk about these things, but always we make it right.
I mean,
oh my god!
And your sister, the patient, like I have to big Aquia up. She's giving me the best outfit, and she's so patient. And even when she wants to punch me in the face, she never lets me know it.
I know. I don't even know how she does it.
Me neither.
When I'm watching her at work with somebody, I literally am like, I don't know how you're being so restrained, or even sometimes with materials and their ideas are so unrealistic. And she's like, maybe we should try. But yeah, she's just good at that shit. I don't know.
I mean, I was a hairdresser, so I've had that.
She went one step further.
Yes, I've seen me for so long. I'm coming. And literally, I was like, I've got a dress I need to sort out. So Mike, I'm going to come and just annoy you.
We love you. You are.
No, yeah, I am. Like, do you know what? Because I do have a particular thing. Because things aren't out there for what's in my mind, but
because your mind is out there.
It is. I can't help it. But do you know what I love? That Aquia knows it.
You know what song comes to mind about you with these situations? You know, Sound of Music. I flit, I float, I flee, I fly.
I'm just moving. It's you. But it's in my. But the thing is, Aquia speaks my dreams into existence. She makes them. So I can't. What can I do?
Oh, Ezra says, dressmakers and crafty folks in the chat, do you have Etsy shops, etc.? We can have a look at and support. Who is on? Is Raven? I haven't seen Raven Cat Designs. Is she in the?
Oh, yeah,
she's not here. You can definitely check out Waving Cat Designs. She is on Etsy. She has stuff on there. I don't know. I don't think my sister has an Etsy shop anymore.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to next week. If I'm next week if I'm able to do the show, I'm going to line up all the things that Sister's made for me, just even as an advert for her brilliance and mine.
Amazing things, but she's got the patience for the same.
But yes,
I'm telling you, if I was your dressmaker, I wouldn't.
But me and you would have killed each other. There's no way. No way. It would have
killed your ass. Definitely.
It wouldn't have worked. It would not have worked.
Look, I don't even want to go shopping with you.
I'm not that bad in shopping. I'm really not anymore because I know what I want and I know what's available in the damn shops. I'm really not. I just go in and out, but I do go by myself because I don't. It's just long.
It's so much easier when you just do a solo shop. Definitely is. You ain't got to wait
I don't even
around.
like going shopping with my daughter, and that's a must because once we're done getting her stuff, dare I look at something for myself?
Are they rolling their eyes and need to go?
Oh, we need to go now. I'm hungry. I'm tired.
Yeah.
We just spent a full 2 hours raiding up and down the shops, getting stuff for you.
Me and Ams can shop. Like the only thing, because Ams is sometimes a bit like, I don't like anything because nothing suits me. That's what's a bit stressful, because I'm like, you're so beautiful. We can figure it out. And yeah, she's starting to come around now. But it's like there was a moment when she didn't like stuff because she didn't like her. She had insecurities, and that was very frustrating to watch as a mum. But she's not bad now. All right, so what's next?
We have a final. I'm again, I don't know what it is. I seem to get a second wind at about 11.
Is it 11? I've got to go to bed. Shaz is going to bed. Look.
When you were talking about half an hour, whatever nonsense you were talking, we were like, whatever. I knew it was
Shaz is going to bed. Okay, Shaz, good night.
Night, Shaz.
Bye.
I was thinking Hugh Edwards.
Why?
Because it's like each time I come across Hugh Edwards' story, I get increasingly vexed at the state of the justice system. So if you would like to take it away with Hugh Edwards.
Oh, yeah. Explain.
I don't know the story.
Hugh Edwards.
The new presenter.
The BBC presenter.
I thought something else happened.
Yeah, he didn't do no time.
We haven't spoken about it.
Oh, okay, go on, because I've switched off with that guy. I don't care.
Okay, all right. So Hugh Edwards, BBC presenter, but the highest paid BBC news presenters as well, earning between like 300 to 400k annually. He was caught with some PDF file stuff on his phone. He was suspended as well, and then he was arrested, and his sentence was a suspended sentence for 6 months. That's what he was sentenced. Suspended for 6 months, and then he's going to be on the register, the sex offenders register, for 7 years. That's his punishment for having over 200 various degrees of questionable material on his phone as well. Some as young as 7, some are 14.
And did he buy some of it from a convicted person in jail? He bought the footage from them. And hadn't he also been contacting young people as well?
Young people online as well. And he got away with this basically, like 6 months suspended sentence, 7 years on a register, earning so much money. And then it's come out today, I was seeing that his pension could be up to 300k a year. On his pension. So he's actually going to be okay, even though his reputation is in tatters. There's no punishment for this guy. And the judge stated that he thought it was punishment enough that he had ruined his reputation. That was punishment enough that his reputation is in ruins. Nothing about what he's done, luring at kids, that he could be a danger to our children, nothing like that. It's just his reputation has been ruined, so that's punishment enough. He doesn't think he needs to be in prison. I'm disgusted by this. It's literally like this is the lowest. This is the lowest that the country can get for me. Like that, you're now letting PDF files get away with shit. It's like what do we actually do?
And by the way, we have somebody who has an opinion on this as well. Let me just get this up, because this guy feels an injustice to this. Have I got it up in the right place? Yes. He's saying, where's the bloody volume?
Edwards had indecent images of children, little children, was paid for over a year, even while suspended. Was only suspended after he was arrested, which we didn't know, charged, convicted, and gets a suspended sentence. Let me remind you, in case you don't remember, and feel free to tag them and every other news channel you can think of, right? Just remember this.
the BBC put out a public statement saying they wouldn't work with me on any projects going forward. But yet, they paid this man after he was arrested, even after suspension, for a full year, knowing what he was arrested and charged for. Now, why do you think that is?
I can't hit my protein. I'll be joking, I'm not listening again.
Did he? Sorry, I don't know what that was, but and just for those who don't know who Noel Clarke is, I'll just share the top line of this. It's who, for those of you who are not from the UK who don't know, this is who Noel Clarke is. So based on, like, again, kind of echoing what's been said, but Noel Clarke is comparing his situation where he's been absolutely cancelled because he was accused of groping and harassing and bullying 20 women. He wasn't found guilty. Nothing's been found to be true legally, but he has been literally wiped off the face of entertainment earth, and he hasn't been able to make a comeback since at all. So I think this video is a little bit disturbing. I think he doesn't look quite well. Doing that to his face is a bit odd. But yeah, so what do you lot think? Because there's Hugh Edwards and his fat check for actually being convicted, and there's Noel Clarke at this point not been convicted, but has been wiped off the face of entertainment earth.
I feel, you know, the thing with Noel is, it's like he just doesn't look well. So where I understand what he's trying to say, it's different, and there is definitely a whole thing with Hugh Edwards that this is out of order. But for what happened with Noel, it's not the same. And I know he's trying to say it's because I'm a black man, this is why this is happening to me. And yeah, maybe portionally, but also you was an asshole. So it's not just a black man. A black man that people like can come back. And that has happened. They have come back again. A black man that people don't like, and you abused your position, and a lot of people who are like, you was an absolute nightmare and an asshole, they don't want to work with you again. And unfortunately for him, that's where he is, as I see it. I feel like it's more that you were an asshole and loads of people hated you, and then you had a fall, than you're black.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's most definitely the issue. He was in a position of power and he abused his position of power, and he didn't treat everybody around him with the respect and courtesy that he should have. And he was foul, and his language was foul, and he has been unapologetic about the things that he has done. So yes, there were all these cases, and he hasn't been charged or whatever it is, but he's admitted inappropriate behavior, but I don't think he's been particularly apologetic about his behavior, the things that he has done. And he is known within the industry of not being a very nice person. And I think that is the problem with him now. He can say it's because of the color of his skin. And whilst there may be an element of that, and the Hugh Edwards thing is disgusting, and there was definitely some issues there, but the two are not the same. What I mean by that is he's still not taking responsibility for some of the stuff that he's doing. And also, you weren't blackity black on blackity black on black before. Now it's all your black power, and this is because I'm black and blah, blah, blah. You weren't really that before.
I think what can I say? I'll say it carefully because we have circles in common, and there have been a few conversations behind the scenes. It's not a friend at all, but he's someone in the industry that before this went down, we were starting to cross paths a lot more and be cool. So I had nothing against him, and we were cool before this all went down. But I don't think we had enough of a friendship for me to feel like I have to cape for him or anything like that. I can't defend him. I can't dispute him. I can't do anything. And the people, when I heard about what happened, I was told by a very trustworthy source about how true this person believed it was that he'd done those things. I'm like, okay, cool. What I think he needs to do, instead of this outward anger, and you can be pissed off, you can be angry, you can be really stressed, you can do all those things. I know if for anything you feel that you didn't do and that you absolutely didn't do, I can understand this feels like a huge injustice. If you're looking at all the comparisons, yes, we've had the conversation about it's not necessarily about race and stuff like that when you get to a certain level of power in industry. But when you don't have a certain level of power in industry, it's very easy for it to be about race, that you forgot your position in this space. You're not as powerful as you thought you were, and you got deluded by that as well. They really put you on a pedestal. They really gassed you up and made you think that you were the epitome of Black filmmaking, and you were number one. Your products did very well, and you have made an impact on a lot of people's careers. However, as has been said, you weren't very nice, blah, 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 blah. At this point now, all you need to do is let your talent speak for yourself, because you can be unapologetic if that's how you feel. But let me tell you something, this industry and this world is fickle. If you put out a great piece of content, even if it's on an iPhone or something like on a phone or whatever, and start telling a story and using your talent to then bring yourself back, trust me, there'll be a different conversation. You're wasting time doing these things and having these kind of bitter videos. You've done quite a few of these kind of commentary about this is an injustice. Yes, it might just be.
Look at what happened to me.
Yeah,
look at this person isn't being punished in the same way. But look at what happened to me, and it's literally like, no.
There's so much going on this earth, going on in the world, and it's very horrible. There's so much things, and people are going to be like, so when I was down and out, not even just, everyone always rolls like the Adam Deacon story, but he's not the only person that's got kind of negative stories about Noel. And again, this all hearsay. I don't have firsthand information. I've just heard a lot of stories, and they could be exaggerated, they could not, but whatever. So I feel like you've got to go and make something, and if you really want to get back into it, do it that way.
I think so. I think it's silly for Noel to keep on making these, like, you know, I was punished so unfairly compared to everybody else. That may be true. Cool. What are you doing with your life now?
The Body Gang said, I hear his point. However, Noel, there were too many women for it to be a lie. I can't lie, though. He has a point with how different the tarnish a Black man versus a white man.
Oh, absolutely. We talk about that a lot. A white man could do something, commit the most heinous of crimes, and it's not seen or taken. You know, there's no room for forgiveness or rehabilitation with a Black person.
Yeah.
And everyone's saying, look at the situation with Jermaine Jenners. He sends text messages, and when it was revealed a few weeks ago, the BBC cut him loose quicker than you could say BBC. That one was wild.
Yeah.
Straight away, basically. It was like, it was the, I mean, have you actually heard like the full details from the text messages? I saw they actually started coming out. Like, I think one of the women who was a makeup artist actually came forward with more receipts as to how it went down, and she was really blaming her supervisor, who knew. So he was known to do this shit to people. Like, literally, you get in his presence and he starts being lewd, trying to get you to do shit to him. Like, yes. And it was known. So she's gone and told her supervisor, like, he's trying to get me to flip in, give him fellatio and shit. Like, I just want to do his makeup. Then it was like, okay, you don't have to do his makeup. Somebody else will do it. You don't have to be in the same room as him. And then he just kept it going. So she's come out and has just been like, this is a thing with the BBC. I think maybe she went to another manager who took it serious. And then it was like, okay, no, he's got to go. But a bit like the claims against Russell Brand. So everybody kind of knew he's a dodgy one. If there's a pretty girl, like, he's going to try and flip her. It seems to have been he had a bit of a reputation, but he just took it too far. Like, it was like, now it's turning into something now. Now nobody can't do your makeup because they're all like, oh, he's a weirdo. So he's got a problem.
And so I guess, so where we go back to Hugh Edwards. So what's the thing? Why is he getting this money? Because there's contracts, there's things like, I suppose we can be angry at the BBC, we can be angry at BAF, we can be angry at the institutions, but there's still the legal things of, like, it's about the law, isn't it? So What is it about Hugh that he can get?
I don't know what his pension thing is. I don't know, but I think the overall thing is the judge saw an affinity with this older white man and decided he shouldn't be punished.
Yes.
That's the real problem.
And that's
So
what
the
it
old boys club kicked in.
Right.
This older white man, him losing his job on the BBC, him now being like, oh, you're a PDF file, that's punishment enough. So then if a black man is in front of him in the same way, you're not seeing it like that though, right? Because you're not seeing the humanity in the person. You're like, you're bad, you must be punished. But with Hugh Edwards, he can say, look, my dad treated me bad. Oh, and then my mind took a turn for the worse when I didn't get into Oxford.
Yeah.
And you're taking all of that into consideration. And you're like, you know what? You had a hard life. Talking about Oxford University, you know.
Honestly.
But this man's had a hard life.
But that's the affinity to that. Because, you know, it's the affinity to that because, to be fair, I'm not going to excuse that. But if I'm, trust me, if I'm a judge that sees a little black boy that's been done for some sort of Class C, low-level crime, where maybe a white judge might throw the book at him, I'm going to be like, no, let's get rehabilitation. I'm going to empathize. I know your struggle. So there's a WASP, as you know, the WASP kind of society where their pain is, and they run the world, so they're going to empathize with that. It's not an excuse, but that's what they're seeing. And when we talk about
children,
no,
the PDF style of it wasn't disgusting.
What are you empathizing with? That's your world, then.
Precisely, that's the problem. If a judge can have a PDF file in front of him and still treat him like a human and give him a suspended sentence, that's the justice system.
Let's think about it. There are people sitting in prisons now, well, maybe not because they let some of them out, but there are people that went to jail for fucking carrying drugs.
So then,
like, you know, having weed on them. You know, selling £10 drawers. Do you know what I mean? Those people, not P files, those people are sitting in jail.
So Ronald's saying
the judges are the one that are part of that gang.
So Ronald's saying, aren't we making Noel Clarke's case?
No, but it's not like he doesn't have a point, but he's putting what happened to him in a world that is similar to Hugh Edwards, and it's like, no, yeah, if he was making the case for the Jonas guy, that would be fair. But in Noel's case, the reason why he hasn't been let back into the industry is because he was an arsehole. It's not his blackness.
And a suspect.
So that's what he needs to, because I don't actually think many people really care about women being abused. I don't think many people in the industry give a hoot about that. It wasn't like, oh my God, he took it too far. No, there are producers that have done worse, are doing worse right now, and they're still working, and people will work with them. Because he was an arsehole, he just got cut down, and that's the problem. So do the work. Like, he needs to just be producing work, and people will probably be like, I'm going to work with him. But while you're moaning, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, and it is back to where, and you might have been the biggest Black Power person behind the scenes, but unfortunately, in the day-to-day, that wasn't it. And you weren't part of necessarily the day-to-day community. Because as I was, for me personally, going out and about at the time of me building the British Blacklist, that there were circles of people that you would see all the time as the Black community of creatives. He wasn't necessarily a part of that. And I don't know what that meant. It could be because he's a family man. So it could be that instead of going raving and going to all the events, he was going home to his family. Who knows? But there's something when you're not necessarily on someone's list in the way. And the thing is, I don't know the ins and outs of his career because maybe he's at events that I have no idea of. But generally, you weren't part of the usual suspects of the community. You just weren't never really in that space. So you didn't have necessarily a community around you, and you've got a reputation of being horrible. And then you're now kind of throwing your toys out the pram. And I get it. I get you might feel persecuted, but there's a way, like we've talked about the shits and gigs. Don't do a fake apology because you haven't done that. But you haven't done anything.
Yeah. Did he even do it when he was doing all the podcast?
He just thought he thought, I didn't get arrested. There's no case. There's nothing against me. I didn't.
And I may have. He's gone on podcasts and stuff like that and said I may have had to inappropriately, but no one ever said nothing to me. It's along that kind of lines of his when he talks about it. But the issue that I have with him as well, he makes everything about himself. It could be no matter what the story is, it reverts back to, and this is what they did to me, even though it's nothing to do with his case or has any kind of like similarities at all.
So people are talking about Al Fayed. I heard it before. I didn't hear it. I didn't look into it. So he's been accused of, in a BBC documentary, of raping 5 women.
Really?
Mate. So let me quickly scan.
Employees.
More than 20 of Fayed's former employees tell BBC of sexual assault and Harrods cover-up. This article was 19th of September, so it's just come out. So the former Harrods owner, Mohammed Al Fayed, has been accused of raping 5 women and sexually abusing at least 15 others when they worked at a luxury department store, according to the BBC investigation. More than 20 women, all of whom were Fayed's former employees, told a BBC documentary they had been sexually assaulted by him and that Harrods had covered up the abuse. I'm reporting this from The Guardian, so it's not my words. The store's current owners said that they were utterly appalled by the allegations and apologized to the victims. Law firms in the UK and the US said on Thursday they were investigating bringing legal claims over allegations, including trafficking, hit that trafficking again, rape, and serious sexual assault. Lee Day, working with the American firm, represents a woman who alleges, sorry, I better say that properly. Lee Day, working with the American firm Motley Rice, represents a woman who alleges she was subjected to trafficking, rape, and abuse. She and her lawyers said they believe there could be hundreds more survivors of similar abuse perpetrated when they worked for Harrods between 1985 and 2010. Lawyers are also investigating whether possible claims could be made against the Met Police by people who say they reported their alleged abuse, but insufficient action was taken. Fayed sold Harrods in 2010, died last year, aged 94. His obituary in the Guardian.
Fucker that got away.
Yeah, got away with it.
In 2009, the Crown Prosecution Service decided not to charge Fayed over the claim he had sexually assaulted a 15-year-old girl at the store. In 2013, he was interviewed by police after a woman alleged he had sexually attacked her at his Park Lane apartment after a job interview. Weinstein. Though I'm saying that. The police reopened the case in 2015 but took no further action. Fayed always denied the allegations. The alleged victims gave detailed accounts, including some on camera. In the new documentary, Al Fayed, Predator at Harrods, it alleges that abuse took place in London, Paris, Saint-Tropez, and Abu Dhabi. Another woman told the BBC she was raped as a teenager in his Park Lane apartment. 3 other women told the BBC they'd also been attacked by him in the apartment. A 5th woman named known as Gemma said on camera that he had raped her at his villa in Windsor in Paris, and made herself wash with disinfectant for her to wash any trace of him. She said, that's what she says in the documentary. The documentary say the women came forward after seeing him sympathetically portrayed in the Netflix series The Crown. The episodes in question covered Diana, Princess of Wales' relationship with Fayed's son Dodi and their deaths in a car crash in 1997. There's more. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else we can take away. That's enough, I think. I think that's about it. In a statement, can I just say, because we have to read this bit out properly. In a statement, Harrods said, "We are utterly appalled by the allegations of abuse perpetrated by Mohammed Al Fayed. These were the actions of an individual who was intent on abusing his power wherever he operated, and we condemn them in the strongest terms. We also acknowledge that during this time as a business, we failed our employees who were his victims, and for this, we sincerely apologize. The Harrods of today is a very different organization to the one owned and controlled by Al Fayed between 1985 and 2010. It is one that seeks to put the welfare of our employees at the heart of everything we do. It's been our priority to settle claims in the quickest way possible, avoiding lengthy legal proceedings for the women involved. This process is still available for any current or former Harrods employee. We cannot undo the past. We are determined to do the right thing as an organization, driven by the values we hold today."
Wow. So they're not even trying to sweep this under the carpet. They're literally like, we will give you compensation.
Yeah.
That's great. So then there's a whole load of evidence. So definitely the Metropolitan Police, somebody's got to answer to this.
Yeah.
So this counters or kind of doesn't help if we're talking about Noel and the people that we're talking about. Because Noel, you're saying that nothing was brought to light. Nothing was, you weren't charged or anything. Nothing was proven in because the people went to the police and nothing was taken up. This doesn't mean anything. And I'm not saying that you did anything, but leaning on the fact that the police did nothing, try and time again, historically, the police have failed women, especially women victims of sexual assault.
Yeah.
They don't do anything. But that's 25 years
horrendous
of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Oh my! Somebody said, Yvonne said the Queen took back the royal coat of arms from Harrods. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, she did.
I always thought it was him.
But I don't.
Like, I didn't know about this stuff. I don't remember hearing anything sexual with him.
But then this happens so often. That's why I said another fucker got away with it. This happens so often. People who have money and power, they can buy their way out of anything. He probably had a lot of people in his pockets.
I mean, come on. Even when we're talking about, okay, allegedly, please, I beg, we're just 4 black girls from the ends. But Harrods, one of the biggest stores in the UK, bringing what amount of money to the country for tourists? You're going to turn a blind eye, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, at that stage when he bought it, remember, it's like even like Selfridges was dying not too soon after that in the 90s recessions, and people loved Mohammed Al Fayed because he had brought that luxury to the UK. Like, he had kept a big department store going, and for many years it was like Selfridges was going to close, and then they managed to get big investment as well, and so Selfridges could be built up. It's like you need these monuments, so that's why the royal family kind of gave him such like royal treatment until Dodi and Princess Diana got together. Then it was a bit like he was a bit of a pariah, but before then he was a part of the aristocracy.
Yeah,
like, he was involved in shit.
Yeah, and even the Queen taking the coat of arms, didn't that happen after Diana?
That was after.
Exactly. That's you know, he's angry because of what's happened to his son, and he didn't stop talking about it and accusing them of killing his son. He didn't stop that.
Cara says, damn, I worked there during them times. Yo.
Was it a mess? Was it a mess?
And then there's always been, Charlie, the conspiracy theory. There's conspiracy. Oh, my list was coming in. I can't say it. Conspiracy theories about what happened to Diana and why. This is like so many moving parts of who and how and would they and did they.
It's crazy.
What happened to Diana is allegedly all day, but I will say probably allegedly the royal family and them having something to do with it. He, you know, had money and power. Probably didn't think that his son would get caught up in allegedly all of that stuff, and then went angry and bitter. And then what happens when you get angry and bitter? The people who really sitting at the top, they do you over, innit? So that's kind of what happened to him. He sold Harrods back, but boy, this dude.
But see, he was allowed to live through all of this, because even like the investigation in 2013 and then 2015, he didn't make it to the news.
No.
So he's just escaping all of this. What did he live for? 94.
But 94. But also, you've got to think about what he had on people. Same like Jimmy Savile. What he had on people, why this stuff didn't go out.
Al Fayed got my Auntie Ajwa sacked when he saw her in a Harrods lift, even though she'd been working there for years.
What?
I remember this. I remember Mum talking about this. Yeah, like, you know, the normal lift. So the staff there, actually, Cara alluded to this earlier on when she was like, it was hard working there for people like us. But yeah, it was like she wasn't supposed to be in the normal lift doing her job. She should have been in the staff lift. And then she got the sack.
I mean,
I do remember there being lots of kind of like racist things around him, but not sex stuff.
Yeah.
And again, if you think of the people he's moving with, this is the thing, they're deprived. Like, you were moving with the royals, though. Prince Andrew. All of them are there. You're moving with these people. So when it comes to the graping of folks, that doesn't mean anything. It's like, it's literally okay, police included. It's okay for you to do that to people.
And turning a blind eye. Guys, you said you end on You said you wanted fun, and now you took us back in the dark. I'm going to come with a very stupid story.
We need a silly one like the statues that you found.
Okay.
So a train was cancelled because so stupid. Hold on, where is it? It was so stupid. A train was cancelled because there was a squirrel on it. I'm sorry, guys. It's the things that I find.
I'm so like, where are you finding these things?
There was so basically a Great Western Railway train from Reading to Gatwick Airport was cancelled after 2 squirrels boarded the service. Passengers had to move away from the frightened and erratic animals, which were locked in a rear carriage. Despite efforts to remove them, 1 squirrel refused to leave, and the train was terminated at Red Hill. The squirrel was eventually returned to Reading. No passengers were harmed. I just wanted to let you know. I think squirrels are cute too.
That's what, you know what I was going to say? Now that you said, where are you finding these things? It's her algorithm. Because she's a fox lover, it's just spewing out all the vermin so she can see them. Literally, that's what it is. And as for the squirrel refusing to leave, that's because he wanted to go back to Reading. He didn't intend to go as far as he went.
He missed his
vex. He was like, hold on a minute, take me back.
Yeah.
No one's going nowhere until I go back.
Listen. And that's what I want to understand. Why are you scared of a like the whole train? What was it? Was it going,
no. Squirrels are scared. Because they do that, like, and you know they like hunch up and they got like squirrely.
They're not scary. Like, squirrels are not scary. Sorry, and they are fair.
We've said fair dodgers.
It does beat leaves on the line. It really does. I mean, at least it's a bit of a better excuse than leaves on the fucking.
Squirrels running you out. I would run if there was 2 squirrels going nuts on my carriage.
Have you seen
what does going mad mean?
Have you seen that black guy, the American guy, and he's got squirrels as pets?
Yeah, I follow him.
And he's got little houses. I love that, by the way. That's cute.
cute.
Have you seen when they fight? Have you seen when a neighbor squirrel or a foreign squirrel comes and tries to like do?
They're very violent. They are very violent.
That is
and they
not
can
true.
have very sharp teeth as well.
Yes. This is not true.
It is.
Well, you go and sit in the carriage with them then.
I would have.
Jumps on your face and scratches you.
It wouldn't.
Or bites your cheek.
Why are you saying
this is him.
That's him.
I love it.
I love it.
Maxine's my favorite.
Yeah, me too.
You like your driveway?
Look.
So you can still get mail delivered.
It looks like he's got a Tupperware.
Nana, find the one where someone comes to try and get in his house and he beats him up.
What?
The squirrel attacks another squirrel.
No, AK was controlling that.
Oh, did you go back to that guy?
I love his content.
Me too. I do. He's so good with them.
He really is. And Maxine, her teeth was growing through and it was like causing her pain. And so he paid to take her to the vet, and then they had to like saw off her teeth so that she was able to eat normally.
Oh, look.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. He's like Dr. Doolittle.
Here we go. I found it, I think. I haven't seen this video before. I'm so excited. I love
You've never seen this guy?
No.
I know you must follow him. His content.
Watch him. Wait, and keep watching because it goes slow motion.
Messed up the road. Look at my road. Look at my road. Look at my road.
Oh. Where have they gone?
When y'all gonna get mail now?
Just watch.
Come here. Why are you cutting up like that?
Now let's do a slow-mo replay of what just went down. Okay, you see Richard pulled up, Hood Rat Raymond see him. Richard did a flick of the tail, and Hood Rat Raymond pulled up on him, but he slipped. He slipped on the road, then Richard pinned him down. Then Hood Rat Raymond got loose. Richard, listen, watch. Hood Rat like, all right, bring it on. Richard like, oh, I'm already on. Bring it. Nuts. Wow. See, he slipped. And I'm shocked, y'all.
Adam, your challenge
I love his content
I
so
watched
much.
that one so many
Me
times.
too. I love it so much.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's so funny.
Oh my God.
Next scene.
And it's the noises he makes as well when he's calling them.
For them. There's like a little TV and a couch.
Oh, I've never seen him before.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
So cute. I would have talked to the squirrels on the train.
No, you wouldn't have. Not how they were wilding out.
But we don't know how they were wilding out.
They
Like
They ran people from the train.
how can squirrels like what? They weren't going to jump because the squirrels are scared of humans, so they were just
No,
minding.
they're not.
They are.
They are so. The squirrels in the park down here, when I'm walking around, especially early in the morning, they will stand up on their thing and be like, "What? Move!"
When you go closer,
Get out of the way. Like, they like do that as well. So you got to move around. Like they. And then I'll move around them.
The squirrels in my ends don't do anything. They just like.
No. Squirrels are out of order. They're
cute.
Threaten, they threaten humans all the time.
Stop giving them bad PR. Squirrels are cute. Okay, I mean, guys, Yvonne's trying to make us stay here till midnight. Stop trying it.
The joker.
Because if we go any longer, there's going to be seriousness. So if you guys want more serious stories, then this is not too serious. Brits having to go and pay, soon going to have to pay to go to some parts of Europe.
Good. Not me, though.
Anyway, what do they mean?
So the European Union, the EU, is set to introduce a visa waiver system for non-EU visitors, including Britons, by mid-2025. Under the European Travel Information and Authorization System, ETIAS, citizens of certain non-EU countries will need to apply online for a waiver costing €7. This system will cover the Schengen area, which includes most EU states, excluding Ireland and Cyprus, as well as countries like Iceland, Norway, and Switzerland. The waiver will allow for multiple trips of up to 90 days within a 180-day period and will last for 3 years. This move is designed to enhance border security by monitoring travelers more effectively and preventing illegal stays and cross-border crime.
They're trying to keep the Brits out.
In addition to ETIAS, a related system called the Entry-Exit System, EES, will also be implemented, requiring travelers to provide biometric data like fingerprints and a photo upon entry to the EU. Is this news or nonsense? Yes, it's like the Esther. It's like the Esther.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's fair.
Yeah. Keep it.
We're not a part of Europe anymore. I think it's fair.
Keep the Brits out.
Williams.
I'm going over there.
Keep punishing us for the xenophobia of small Englanders. KMT.
That's it. That's definitely it. It's okay. I've got my Grenadian passport. I'm gonna use that bad boy.
Yeah, got to do. Ronald was asking about Olivia. I said y'all didn't talk about Olivia.
Olivia and RFK Jr. So apparently, I don't understand this. Here we go. I'll share the story and read it as we go. Guys, you're really trying to not let me sleep, isn't it?
Oh, it's cold.
Get your Cardi. Alrighty. So, reporter Olivia Nuzzi on leave after alleged personal relationship with RFK Jr. revealed. New York Magazine politics writer profiled Kennedy during his presidential run and says their talks turned personal. I mean, do I care? A top politics writer for New York Magazine has taken leave at the publication after it emerged that she allegedly had a personal relationship with Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a scion of the Kennedy dynasty who ran a high-profile independent campaign for the White House before endorsing Donald Trump. On Olivia Nuzzi, who has written extensive long-form pieces about U.S. politics, including RFK Jr., violated the magazine's standards around disclosing conflicts of interest. In a statement, the publication said, our Washington correspondent Olivia Nuzzi acknowledged to the magazine editors that she had engaged in a personal relationship with a former subject relevant to the 2024 campaign while she was reporting on the campaign, a violation of the magazine's standards around conflicts of interest and disclosures, New York said. Okay, had the magazine been aware of this relationship, she would not have continued to cover the presidential campaign. An internal review of her published work has found no inaccuracies nor evidence of bias. She is currently on leave from the magazine, and the magazine is conducting a more thorough third-party review. I mean, do we care? Is this
I mean, Kennedy's are gonna Kennedy. That's what they've got a long line of infidelity.
Doing shit, innit? Yeah, it's true, true. No, I always think like those types of relationship things. I don't know. Yeah, I get it. She may have a conflict of interest, but I don't care. And he's not Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So
disclosing relationships in the workplace, because in theory you're not supposed to work and fuck, are you?
Yeah.
No, but you are supposed to disclose if it happens.
Imagine that. So, guys, hi boss. So I've really had lots of sex with my colleague, and you just had to know. Like what?
You have to. You don't go. You go to HR and you tell them.
Yeah.
Because if you get done for something later on,
you lose your job.
Yeah, they could turn around and say that it's harassment or all sorts of things. So you have to disclose it.
But has she seen him though? Like, she looks relatively like really like. Oh
man. Yes, she has. Probably naked multiple times.
You know what that's like. That power thing, and that there's a whole world of.
Can you imagine things that he says?
There's a whole world where women, it's not the looks, it's the power. Look at bloody Olivia Pope in Scandal. I hated that relationship.
I know, but he wasn't bad looking though.
It's fictional, hun. But yeah.
But he represents life.
It wasn't bad looking. Like
he wasn't nice. He was a wimp.
RFK wishes he looked like Fitz. Like,
yeah.
I mean, good luck to her. But she's suspended, isn't she? She'll be fine.
She'll be fine. She'll land on her feet.
Or on her ass.
Or on her ass.
Oh yeah. Remember the second attempt on old
no one cares.
Trump's life.
And they're saying that Diddy, like they're cussing the news platform, saying that they're allowing Diddy to take over and like undermine what's happened to Trump.
Oh, because literally nobody.
I still think that Trump is paying people to do these things.
Yeah, to get attention.
Because the closer it gets to the election, he's a survivor, he's a hero. Yeah. Look at all that he's been tried. They've tried to kill him twice. He's just standing, doing his fist in the air.
Yeah. Okay. More politics. We're going to get through it before we go to bed.
Are we doing politics? Is it light story?
Oh, he's married. Oh, so then it's right in line with what they do. This all makes sense.
They didn't lead with that.
Kennedys, of course.
Yeah, that's what Kennedys do.
That's why I said Kennedys are going to Kennedy. They have a history of infidelity. That's why I said that.
Fair. Okay, that all makes sense.
Cara and Body Gang agree that he's paid. It's all coordinated, Farrah. I agree.
It is.
Well, allegedly, we don't really fucking know, do we?
It is.
Fuck it. So, Yvonne, you really got us on the time. All right, one more story.
17 minutes we counted. Oh my God.
All right, so in the world, okay, guys, this is very serious. The world of news may be forever changed as the Murdoch empire gets its Succession on. Who in the chat watched Succession, one of the Baddest Boys series, go in? Who will run the show when Rupert Murdoch dies? We have a picture now. If you can get the family tree. So a legal battle, which is real TV going on here, a legal battle over Rupert Murdoch's 14.9 billion family trust and control of his media empire has begun in the US, with his 4 eldest children contesting the future leadership of News Corp and Fox News. So the 93-year-old media mogul who owns major news outlets like Fox News, the Wall Street Journal, the Times, and the Sun reportedly wants to amend the trust, giving his son, Lachlan, control without interference from his siblings. However,
no, but James, though, no, isn't James? He gets involved in stuff.
Listen. Prudence, Elizabeth, and James are pushing back, reportedly due to differing political views and concerns over Lachlan's close alignment with Rupert's right-wing ideology. So Prudence Murdoch is 66. She's his eldest child. She holds 1 vote in the family trust and is challenging control. Elizabeth Murdoch, 56, holds a voting stake in the trust, opposing the changes out of concern for the family's future influence. Lachlan Murdoch, 53, is Rupert's favorite successor.
Lachlan and Elizabeth really look like each other, innit?
Rupert's favourite success. Lachlan shares his father's conservative views, currently serves as chairman of Fox and News Corp. James Murdoch, who's 51, politically opposed to Lachlan. He has distanced himself from the company, but retains a vote in the trust, pushing back to prevent his brother's dominance. Now, Rupert, who has built a vast global media, blah, 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 blah. Also, the New York Post, also the Australian and Sky News Australia, has had lots of controversies over the years. His media companies have faced accusations of pushing right-wing political agenda, influencing public opinion in elections. A significant scandal was when the News of the World phone hacking scandal in 2011, where journalists were found to have illegally accessed voicemails of celebrities, politicians, and even a murder victim. This scandal led to the closure of the News of the World newspaper in the UK and severe damage to Murdoch's reputation. So this real-life struggle very much mirrors the fictional royal family in the TV series Succession.
What about the younger two Asian ones?
They're not mentioned.
This is out of order. They are also Murdochs.
They are not mentioned.
That's fuckeries, man. These two also need look. Chloe, she could run, she could win. Grace, she could do something. Out of order.
Listen to me clearly.
You're out of order. You said Chloe, she could win. Grace, do something. Something.
This is so Succession. It's wild, but they said the series was based on it. It's like wild. Now they're fighting, and they're like, okay, we don't want Lachlan, but it looks like for the greater good. To be fair,
but remember that was kind of the Succession thing as well, isn't it? It was like we don't want to keep up the Republican stance. We want it to be a bit more liberal. They're all full of shit. But I do remember. So I must have been reading when James was like, "Fuck you guys," like, but when Rupert was still trying to involve James in it, and then he like really lost his rag. There's something about Lachlan. I don't want him to get it. Maybe it's because it's the dad's favorite.
Well, it's because he's the one that's the most representing of Rupert, because Rupert has had a hand. The Murdoch has been like, they've been in our lives the whole time of my existence, as far as I can. Do you know what I'm saying? So they have had a bad hand in the right-wing narrative of news. So if Lachlan's mirroring it, no wonder he wants it, because he wants that legacy. No, take him out. Do him like Roman Rory. Get him fucked up.
I know Prudence. I do feel it should be the old way that the oldest gets it.
Yeah.
And she had 10 good years being the only child. Like, I think she deserves something. It's actually not fair. Like, you're not even going, so you're basically being like, so my first son is going to get it. That's what he was 93, but that's old school to boot, man. Come on now.
That's what he's doing.
No, man, come on. Imagine even the Royals have got past that shit. Like, this isn't on.
Imagine Prudence is a redhead like Shiv as well.
I know.
Jeez, this is wild.
Nah, Prudence, man, take them all out.
That's what you got to start playing dirty.
Because that's what he's doing. My firstborn son will be heir. That is out of order. You had 2 girls. No,
you got 4 girls, bruv. You got 2.
But you didn't even mention the half Asian one. So. They're lucky they came on. I mean, Shiznek, he had them when he was 70. And you know how I feel about Asian sperm.
Oh, old sperm. But the thing is, would you like? I would if you were Grace and Chloe. Would you get in the mix, or would you just like, you know, let's just keep
man.
No, but keep my millions and let me keep quiet, because when
or whoever's gonna win, you got to give me a good, because I'm hoping that they also have at least a half a vote or something like what Elizabeth has, some type of vote in this. I would. You got to pay me then, and then I'm gonna vote for you.
Did I know this, or I forgot about
Grace looks like she would.
Like, honestly, Rocker's
Oh
Records.
shit, Diddy, you so good.
You know, where's the Asian wife? I don't know. Yeah, because what's her name in Succession? The wife that just
she's gone, because when he trying to get married just the other day again, and then that girl
let's not
pulled
forget
out, and then I think he married another one.
And he was with Jerry Hall.
Yeah. Jerry was almost gonna marry him, and then something went wrong there, and then she backed out of it.
Yes.
Yeah, she backed out of the deal, and then he definitely did marry another woman.
Oh wow, I forgot
A
about
younger
divorce,
one, much younger
Brendan.
one.
We're
Yeah.
talking about women seeing older men as viable. There's a something in that space. They just love it.
Yeah. Will Smith said they were 2 wives ago. Yeah, but I mean, Jerry, she hung in there. She should have married him because look, he hasn't got long. Every day he wakes up.
Liam's saying, did he marry Jerry Hall or not?
No, they were just engaged. Every day he wakes up, it's a blessing. You're 93. You're 93. Like, they need to sort this out.
Actually, in 2016, on March the 4th, Hall married media business magnate Rupert Murdoch in a ceremony at the Church of England Church of St. Bride's, Fleet Street.
She didn't marry. How long did they last then?
Let's have a look. Divorced by email in 2023. Let's see. Let's have a look.
Oh, so she's did. Oh, Jerry, you shouldn't have divorced him. Like, he's probably only got a year left.
Bro.
That's only 2 years.
Rupert Murdoch divorced his 4th wife, Jerry Hall, by email, telling her, "We have certainly had some good times, but I have much to do."
Oh my God.
Oh my God. According to a report on the 90, he was 92.
That is so harsh.
Jerry, sadly, I've decided to end our marriage.
No,
so Jerry didn't even do anything.
Guys.
That's what he wrote to her.
We have
He divorced her.
Wait, we have certainly had some good times, but I have much to do.
Yeah, he's got 3 more years. Like
Hall was apparently waiting to meet her husband at their Oxfordshire mansion in June 2022 when she received the unexpected correspondence. Jerry, sadly, I've decided to call an end to our marriage. Murdoch's email allegedly began, "We have certainly had some good times, but I have much to do. My New York lawyer will be contacting yours immediately." Oh.
No.
Gabriel Sherman, a journalist who has spent decades writing about business, said he's seen a copy of the email sent to Hall. She was 66 at the time, and detailed its content in an article for Vanity Fair. The couple were divorced within months and publicly insisted they remain good friends. However, friends of Hall who were quoted in the article suggested that in reality, she was less devastated, mad, and humiliated after caring for Murdoch through a series of health scares and isolating with him through COVID. This is not funny. On the first day of Lent in February, Hall told friends she made an effigy of Murdoch, tied dental floss around its neck, and burned it on the grill. The article claims.
Do you know how?
God.
No. This guy is disgraceful. That's a disgrace.
We have certainly had
mate.
time.
No.
It's not
an email.
And then, but Nana, and then he says, "My lawyers will be contacting yours,"
and they were divorced in a couple of months.
No. He said, "I've got much to do." Basically, I need to be free to because he remarried.
Yeah,
I need to be free. I need to be rid of you. Like, thanks and all for looking after me. Okay, now I need to find a new young thing. Your every day is a blessing, bro. You got time to do emails.
Imagine she's 6, you're 92. No, do you know what it was? This is so successful. Do you know what? The Succession writers are taking the piss. You got to put down one of your awards because you literally had the insight to the murder. This is Murdoch 101 because this is Logan Roy.
Logan would do that. Like,
he would do that to the way he kind of got rid of the missus when he tried to start dating the next chick. Yeah, this is what he did. Kind of like relation. It's over, isn't it? Yo,
no, Rupert, bro.
That's
he's thinking this is my family legacy fund. Okay, so all right, 6 years I've been with this absolute geriatric. He survived COVID, you know, and then dude has the cheek to divorce me by email.
No, do you know what it is? Maybe, and this is not to defend the mother crocker. Maybe he was like, "This woman just wants my money. I'm gonna."
Every woman just wants his money. So does his kids. Like,
his newest wife is 67. She's also a former model. She's Russian.
He wanted new things. That's all it was. He was like, "All right, I've had my fill with Jerry. I want new things." Bye, Jerry, and gave her some money. No.
My lawyers will be contacting yours. That's cold.
How can you email somebody? They're waiting at home for you. Like,
She's gone home, like, hi, darling, I'm just going to get some lunch. And then you get an email. I wonder if he was upstairs. I wonder if he's in the West Wing. And then he just like was peeping through the door. Has she read it yet?
But you know, Logan would do that. He would send, what's his name? The Lecky boy.
Yeah, no, or Jerry, yeah. Or what's his name's husband? Shiv's husband to do it.
Yeah, to just be like, you tell her, and be like, no, but she's gonna be up. You tell her, I don't want to see her anymore. Like, what type of shit is this?
Long.
Is this really Jerry Hall's life? Like, she was the girl.
She was like the Married to Mick Jagger.
Jagger though, like did her over, innit?
Yeah,
he really did her over.
Wow. The Vanity Fair article goes in detail. Murdoch's, he had ailing health, suggesting Hall had to nurse him extensively after he broke his back in a fall on a yacht in January 2018, leaving him close to death. So according to the article, the billionaire was evacuated, blah, 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 blah. So she nursed him.
When did they have good times?
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Imagine now he's better. He's like, okay, thanks.
Hold on. This is also claimed that when doctors examined an x-ray of Murdoch's back, they asked him about a number of previously broken vertebrae, which Murdoch suggested dated from an occasion when his third wife, Wendy Deng, pushed him into a piano during a fight.
I was just looking at her on Wikipedia. She was born...
And we're believing that this guy...
37 years older than her.
No.
And Wendy, who he's got 2 children with. 37 years older than her.
Honestly, Cara's right. Cara's right. God was trying to take him, but she stopped him. God was like, let her go, man. Let him go. You keep saving him. We have to take you out. Oh my God.
Broken back and COVID-19 and he survived.
And
he divorced you.
He needs to be studied.
No, dude. You know what they say about the old
rich
what those guys are doing to stay alive. This dude's been doing it. You broke your back in your 80s and you're still around.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
He's definitely on stuff.
Isn't it Destiny? Man, we're crying about Man R. Man used at 93. We're talking about man don't change. What are we supposed to do out here? Man was 93, still playing fuckery games.
Oh my God. No, that is crazy. I'd be so... I don't even know the level of vexness. I'm burning houses.
I don't think money, because even money, because she would have probably got a nice pack. Imagine if she didn't get a nice package. Imagine he had, because you know them ones are tight as well. They would have had the prenup of all prenups.
Do you know what?
The amount of years. So what did she do? She did 7 years with him, nursing him, and the swiftness that he managed to divorce her, because he knows he ain't got time, innit? Every day's a blessing. He would have had to pay her because she could have dragged her out.
But think about it. He could have Tom Cruised her. Do you remember Tom Cruise broke up with Nicole Kidman just shy of 10 years so that he could not pay
the proper money?
Yes.
Yeah.
This guy did some shit like that, trust me.
I wonder, I wouldn't be surprised if he was like, if it was a year away, it was getting to that time where if she then divorced him, he's got to give her like a good 30% or something. So like
that.
Let me just spend it quickly.
Yeah.
But she either way, she would have had a good amount of money. Like she's getting some millions. Obviously, he's a billionaire. It's very different. But she left with some millions. But you'd still be pissed off.
But it was. I don't care, Ezra. Did 6 years. Yes, it was. Like she
had to touch that.
Oh my God, she got 1.7 billion. He's worth 20. Okay, 1.7
She got 1.7 billion.
Okay.
I would do a 6-year bird with him for that money. Well done, Jerry.
1.7 what?
Billion.
What?
1.7 billion.
1.7 billion.
Wait.
No, that's fair. That's a good innings. That's fair to nurse an old white man.
Oh wait, hold on, wait. Let's go. The Guardian's saying some stuff. Let's see, because that's a lot.
That's why I'm like 1.7 billion.
This is why we need to go. Well, maybe not. Okay, Jerry Hall and Rupert Murdoch finalized divorce. Model to get cash sum, Oxfordshire mansion, and French house as proceedings conclude less than 2 months after the split. Jerry Hall is expected to receive tens of millions of pounds and an 11 million Oxfordshire mansion. So There's expected. So what this says expected. What did she actually get? Let's go deeper. Excuse me for a second.
Wait. Listen to this bit.
She would have got about 40.
Listen to this bit.
Yeah.
Divorce terms included no talking to succession writers.
Of course. Is it?
That's fair. That's fair. Because she would have the scoop on so many more things. But I would have thought 40 million would have been fair for 6 years.
Oh, it says it's undisclosed.
Okay.
Ban on story ideas, a clause preventing Hall from providing story to the writing team. But yeah.
Funny.
I mean, they did. I mean, they got enough.
If she managed to get $1 billion, she did absolutely well, and maybe he did value the care that she gave. But I would have thought 40-50 million would have been.
I don't think he gave $1 billion. His net worth is 20 billion.
Yeah, I don't. She hasn't been in long enough to
warrant $1 billion.
You know, to really get $1 billion from him. But
it says that she only received only 14.9 million from Mick Jagger after they split.
Yeah,
but he ain't even close. That was a good payout then. She's done well, you know.
She's done well, that girl, that Jerry.
It's worth.
She's done well.
She got paid.
Yeah. I mean, the Oxfordshire house sounds amazing in itself.
That sounds nice.
Let's see if there's a picture.
Cara says, I'm sorry, COVID guys. She deserves $1 billion. Nah.
In isolation.
She didn't even give him a child.
Okay, there we go.
That other woman gave him 2.
Right? That other woman thought that she was there for the long haul.
I can't get that
picture. I bet he dashed there as well.
Yeah, that's why she shoved him into the piano.
Like a break his back.
You're leaving me? It might have some good times.
Let's see. It might be this is the house. That's the mansion, I should say. Oh, it's a very shit picture. What? Okay. Oh, this looks cruddy. But anyway. Yeah, guys.
Made it to midnight.
I mean, Yvonne, I've seen the time, you know. You're trying it.
It's 2 minutes past midnight.
So this is the house. The
Oxfordshire. God. That is haunted as hell. But
yeah.
That looks creepy.
It was creepy as fuck, yeah. There's a more shinier picture in the mail, but we know we don't go to the mail.
Yeah, in his own paper.
Look how
his paper.
For 6 years, that ain't bad. 6 years, and that was one of them. And she got another house in France and a lump sum.
Yeah,
not bad.
You can rent it out.
Do parties.
Yeah, you can do parties.
What?
So
there was rumors that Wendy Dung was close to Tony Blair.
Who?
That was Was that the second wife or the fourth wife?
Oh no, that's the third one. The Asian one.
The third one, yeah, the third one.
Thingy's mum. To be fair, Grayson, what's her name, should just chill. Just enjoy the money and keep it moving.
Ronald is asking, would you sleep with Murdoch for 40 million?
Oh, Ronald.
I was on mute. I said never. And then I was going to say, if sleeping means that I'm in one room, he's in another, yeah.
Ronald, it's a question that we can't answer on the camera, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, sleeping is probably all he is going to do at this point in time.
I did think about it, and that's why I just decided, let me not talk, because I genuinely have not been in this situation ever in my life. In my mind, I could never, because this is not my flavor in whatsoever. But I don't know if it was actually humanly, truthfully presented to me, what I would do, because I have not been in this position. In my mind, I say no.
Do you see the indecisiveness?
No,
yeah.
That's not indecision. That is not indecision. That's actually being honest about the thing. I have never been in this position before. I can't say no. 40 million. I don't have a million. I don't even have 10,000 right now.
I'm not sleeping with him.
I'm doing it.
It's 40 million. I can't say that I wouldn't.
The likelihood is he's probably not even going to survive. And he's probably just going to go to sleep. And I would have been 40 million richer.
With his shriveled up self. Imagine the shrivel. Look how shriveled his face is.
Just think of just like sleeping next to a chicken. That's all you got to think about. Sleeping next to a chicken.
Being in a relationship with
I'd
him.
have to be hypnotized. You'd have to hypnotize me first and after.
That's an easier no to say being in a relationship with him for a long amount of time. That's an easier no than a one-off 40 million deal. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. I've never been in that situation. It sounds disgusting and I feel sick thinking about it. It's 40 mil though.
No.
It's 40 mil. I can go to therapy to clear it.
I have to be hypnotized.
It's like
I'll do it for $1 million.
Okay.
Hold on, wait. Who's saying goodnight? You lot better stay till we say goodnight. Ashley, don't try it. You lot kept us up. You better stay till we say goodnight.
We made it.
You know what, guys? We must go to bed. I've got to
get up in a minute.
I've got to get up in a minute.
Exactly. It's actually
I've got
a few hours and then we rise
long
again.
days tomorrow.
I need to decide as well because I've got so much to do.
You're not alone. We all got a lot to do. You are not alone. Let's talk about Tito.
Hold on. Ashes to Ashes was doing hello, good night. That you were.
Hello, good night.
She just arrived.
You just reached? She just reached.
We are almost at a marathon of 4 hours.
We can't. This is like, who's going to watch this back?
Nana's doing her thing. No one's watching this back in its entirety. Nana's doing her thing. She getting her wish of her 24-hour live stream.
Exactly.
No, I get it. Actually, I didn't know. I thought you literally were saying you were coming in. But yes, we've been taught by Farrah about it's like good afternoon.
Hello, good night.
You guys want to see the latest from Shaquille Romero? I can't believe how everybody always asks after this dude. Then we find him.
Let's see
we'll end on if he's put up any more videos.
Thank you, Jay Juniper. I said it was great, and we will find Shaquille for you lot. You lot are addicted. You're joining his cult. What's it called? The terrace, the fortress.
The fortress, the terrace.
Whatever. Cara, you're going to learn.
Nobody put up something just 4 hours ago.
Nobody told Cara what the treat she's in for. You're in for a special treat. Thank you, Destiny. Bless you. We want you all to watch it back. Please share it. This was jokes. People watch it back because it's been interesting at all levels. Thank you. We have been on a very world round trip on this one.
Around the world. Okay. All right.
But yeah. What's it? Oh no.
Yo, treat your mum and pay attention to what your mum says and what your mum's gut feeling is with that girl. Mothers know best. Believe it. If your mum has a bad feeling about this girl, leave the girl. Leave her. Mothers seem to always know best when it comes to selecting the right woman for her son. Trust your mum. See your mum, yeah?
Okay.
She knows best. If you want to know the girl that you're with is good enough to be your wife, go and bring her in front of your mum. Pay attention to how that girl treats your mum and pay attention to what your mum says and what your mum's gut feeling is with that girl. Mothers know best. Believe it. If your mum has a bad feeling about this girl, leave the girl. Leave her. Mothers. Women want a man who knows how to communicate. But what a lot of women don't understand is that us men find it very hard to articulate our words. We find it very hard to just open up and tell you our emotions. We find it very hard to express what we're feeling. And if we ever do, a lot of the times, the things we say end up being weaponized against us. So if you want to win a man's heart, when he talks, listen. When he tries to express himself, help him. Women want a man who knows how.
Of course I'm toxic to her. I might ask her, did I do something to upset you? Let me know. You don't have to stay quiet. Talk to me. Talk to me. You're my woman. I might turn around and say, babe, I feel like you don't really spend much quality time with me anymore. All right, babe. I make a deal with her without her even feeling like it's a deal. Look, babe, I got all of this work here. I'm quite stressed with the work and I need to get this done. I have deadlines. Let me just stop what I'm doing now. What if we just have a little 2 hours, just me and you? Go for a walk? Let's go for a walk. You want to lie in bed and cuddle up? Let's cuddle up. You want to just have a chat? Let's have a chat. You want to play some board games? Let's just go out furthermore. Let's go out. Quickly get ready. She comes out. What outfit do you like? Do you like this one or do you like this one? I'll help her make the decision. I won't just be like, I'll just wear whatever, baby, whatever outfit. I'll be like, you see that one there? Look good in that one, but you see that one there? She don't need to know that I feel like they're both sexy, they're both beautiful, they're both pretty, they're both nice. And then she goes in a room, however long she takes to get changed. When she comes out, I'm gonna go, oh yeah, you see that outfit there? I even know if I want you to come out with me now. I ain't gonna take my hands off her. I'm gonna say to her, listen, there's no point even going out. You ain't gonna make it out the front door. I'm toxic. I'll do other little toxic little things. Like I'll text her something. So she's doing that passenger princess, and I'll text her something mad inappropriate. I can't say it on here, so I'll dilute it. For example, I'll text her something like, I'm with a big batty girl right now. She's right next to me. I'm with her lengers right now. I'm about to bite her bottom lip. I'm on all that toxic energy. This is why I'm a virgin.
What? What was that scenario? What was that scenario all about? What was that scenario? What was that scenario? What was that scenario?
And then he ends. That's why I'm a virgin.
Do you know what? I don't want to get into the habit of laughing at somebody and taking them down. But this guy, Shaquille, you need to come on the show. We need to sort you out. The auntie, you need to come to Aunties and sort this. Stop it.
He was talking to himself. There was no one else in the room. He's talking to himself. Yeah, because I'm toxic. And I tell you why. Do you know what I tell men? I tell men whatever they want to hear because I think I'm going to get a man that way. That's what women should do. If you want a man, you need to tell him exactly what he wants to hear. You need to be submissive. That's what you need to do, women. That's the only way that you're going to get a man. Yeah. Actually, it should be here because it's so close to his face.
And the microphone's here.
Yeah. Women, be submissive.
Wow, I am weary. Go men with microphones. Of men, yes. Talking to himself like Gollum. My pleasures. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's why I'm a virgin.
Yvonne, don't try and get praises. See, if I didn't stay until midnight, we would not have been blessed with this plonker. Exactly.
Great use of the word plonker. Great use of the word plonker.
For a little while, you know. Plonker.
Get me? Not since Del Boy.
Whoa.
That's insane. He's insane.
It's enough. That's enough.
He's doing the most.
We should have ended on the squirrels.
No, we shouldn't have.
Because I'm going to see that. And the beard is too big. I don't like beards already, but this is too much. You're on mute.
No, you're on mute. Still on mute.
No, I think her microphone's died or something.
It's because I feel like he's got a weak chin.
Yeah, something's going on because he doesn't need that beard. It's too much.
It's huge.
It's like, and it's starting like a ledge. It's like, then it's round. You look like
it's it's too much.
What are they called? The pilgrims. See, this guy pilgrim beards.
And you see when he's talking about like if take a woman around your mum. Why is he doing this? Why is he talking like that? You should take that girl to your mum.
And why is this? This is not true. We've had a conversation. Yes, mums have insight, but it's not something that you need to put as a listen to your mums. You know, it's not that, guys. You can discern for yourself. He's not.
When your man speaks, listen to him.
Yes. Yeah, at the same time. Hands on.
This reinforces the argument for microphone regulation and selling them no less than $6 million.
It's true. That's enough. Like government checks, mental health checks before you buy a microphone.
Oh God!
You get a subscription. You know, he was like, you know, he had a podcast about Forex and Bitcoin. You know.
God.
Oh wow.
But yeah. Thank you, Shaquille, for the laughs.
Yeah.
Come on the Aunties anytime.
That was a good way to end.
Let's talk about this shit.
And that's worse. Well, do you know what? It doesn't matter whatever age. 18 to 23, 55 to 60. Just don't have an audience. How about that? All right, guys. This has been a marathon news and nonsense. Thank you so much.
Only 20 more hours to go.
In it. Destiny Love, Cara, Body Gang, Ronald, Yvonne, Stamara, Ezra. Welcome, Debbie, our new member. Who else? William Smith. Who else we got up in there? Jay Juniper. Oh, do you know what, Jay? You had a comment, and we cannot get into it. We will remind us next week, because Jay had a comment about the American conversation that we had on the main show about Tyler and Joe Budden. Can't do it now.
Oh, mate, if you said that earlier on, because then I could have just gone onto Insta and shown you guys all of the American indigenous people. But next week we'll do it, and then we can go through it together.
Yeah, Jay, let's talk about it next week, because Auntie is about to get red in her face and get coming out of her ears. All right, guys. Thank you so much for riding with us. Cher, Aaliyah Shaw. Who else up in there? I haven't said already. Loads of people. Thank you so much. Funny Tummy Art.
Did you say Will Smith goat too?
Yep, I did. I think I did.
Actually cracked me up. Cara as well. Bardi Gang. Literally giving me so much jokes. I will probably go through and read these. Like sometimes you guys just crack me up.
Yeah, JT and Big Sis. My wonderful dressmaker, my big sis. I love you so much. You are amazing. And I appreciate all the clothes and all the banter that we have, the bickering that we have.
All right, people, them. Have a nice weekend.
Bye.